49-7. Hey, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. What has been the most impressive part of this ASU dream season as they head to the Big 12 championship game? Is it Cam Scatterbo? Is it Dillingham's leadership? How about Sam Levitt at QB or a total team effort? Those are your four choices. Go to our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch, and we'd be curious to see where you are leaning. I went with Cam. I like Cam Scatterbo. I love the story. A kid that nobody wanted except Sacramento State, and he plays 2 years there. Then he comes over to Arizona State and rushed for close to 800 yards just last year. People really didn't know a lot about him. And then this year, here he is. He's a superstar and a great kid off the field too, and just loves the fans, signs autographs until they all leave. I mean, now, hey, he may get a plane ticket to New York for the Heisman Trophy
I agree, Rock.
ceremony.
I think he's the bell cow. He's the catalyst that really got that engine going. I mean, week after week after week to see the consistency running the football, catching the football. And quite frankly, he is the Mr. Instant Offense with some supportive roles around him. Sam Levitt, the receiving core, and the tight end. Let's hope the tight end is okay. The kid got hurt in that U of A game. But I miss this, you could go.
Tyson Jordan is out officially.
Yeah.
Dillingham in his press conference about a half hour ago said that he will not be playing on Saturday. He's out indefinitely. So let's hope that they can win this Big 12 championship, keep it going, and see him in the playoff.
It's still incredible. You think the team that was picked dead last in the Big 12, that would be playing in the Big 12 championship game against Iowa State. And you just kind of go, how did that happen? And to your point, Rock, I think Cam Scatterbo is that key figure. He's that anchor, along with there's many other things. There's plenty of plaudits to go around to a lot of people. But what Kenny Dillingham has done, keep his staff, pay his staff, get the right kind of player.
Bonus his staff.
He
did.
Go to the portal, again, get the right kind of player, pay the kind of guys that you can pay. These players to see that he is petitioning for them to stay with more money. I think it's just a roundabout total psych scenario that he has done to get these players bought in.
Next hour, we'll really break down the college football playoff and how the predictions look at this point. We may agree, may disagree on some. I have Penn State and Arizona State in the first round, with the winner taking on Boise State, which is hard to believe it'd be set up that way. But Ohio State losing to Michigan, we'll get into that as well. Oregon's now won 19 straight. They have the longest consecutive winning streak in all of college football, D1 that is, and FBS. And Indiana's still a story. Colorado's sitting there. That's a story. Everybody's talking about that, the fact that they are not in the Big 12 championship. So a lot of college football to get into, but I do want to get into some Arizona Cardinals football right now as they, as we said from the outset, they blew a double-digit lead. I thought for sure they were winning that game. I mean, it just seemed like the momentum was in their favor. Everything was going to be,
Well, Sam Darnold was doing Sam Darnold things as well.
He did for a couple of drives. They kept him at bay, and I'm like you, Roy. I like the defense is really playing well. They kept that offense down. But when Sam Darnold had to step up, he stepped up in a big way. And you saw him not only as far as throwing the ball, but running the football for a couple of key. Justin Jefferson got involved at the right time. Cardinals get it by double digits. Like, okay, guys, Kevin O'Connell saw what the defense was doing. He adjusted to the adjustments. They get the ball down the field. And then that last drive, that last play call to get that ball out to Aaron Jones. What a great call, a great screen. And it's tough for, White to cover a guy coming out. As bad as Jones had a couple of muffs in that game, a couple of fumbles, he was kind of the guy that the hero at the very end of the game. Great play call and caught the Cardinals really sleeping on that last touchdown.
This is interesting because fans were booing the Vikings, and people were already asking, when is Daniel Jones going to be ready? That's how they have turned on Sam Darnold until that last drive.
I didn't hear the boos during the game.
Yeah, I heard them. Yeah,
I didn't hear anything.
The third quarter.
And they were within. If they were, that's shame on them because it's like you got the Cardinals. Their defense was holding the Cardinals to field goals.
Yes.
Anytime that happens, you have an explosive offense like Minnesota, you give yourself a chance. But those two drives, really the only two drives Minnesota had, was Sam Darnold leading them, and then a touchdown pass to Jefferson, and then that one to Jones at the end of the game. Very creative play calling by Kevin O'Connell to get that victory for the Vikings.
Cardinals just beat themselves in this one. I mean, they really did. Cardinals beat themselves, and with these offensive woes in the fourth quarter, when you have a lead like that, you got to be able to close it. You got to close the deal, and they have no big weapons.
Well,
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. great. He's a rookie, but man, he's targeted a lot. He's running wrong routes. He's not catching balls in his hands. And again, he's a rookie. He did have a 15-yard touchdown. I get that, but
right.
Kid is getting targeted quite a bit. But he's not making 5 of 12, I think, targets.
Yeah, and there was a couple back shoulder throws that Murray was very frustrated at. There was one that he could have had very easily, just turned back. And you're right, there's a little confusion with there. But you got first and goal at the 5, and you get 3 points out of that, which I agree. You kick the field goal, you go up by 6. You got to force them to go down and score a touchdown to win that game. So you get first and 5, you get a holding call, then you get another penalty, then you get intentional grounding. Next thing you know, you got to get 10 yards just to get within a comfortable field goal range.
Exactly.
And go up by 3. So, again, it's been the woes of the red zone offense.
And why not? I mean, you look at their best player is Trey McBride right now.
I'd say so, yeah.
And he had 12 catches, but they can't find him in the end zone for some reason. What's the deal?
Well, they're doubling him, number one. They know that, and they feel comfortable guarding the rookie on the outside. And the other receivers, I think Mike Wilson should be more of a part of that, but they've done a good job. And especially when Gilmore went out. They picked on that cornerback who had the two
right away.
The two pass interference calls.
Yeah.
I went after him, at least one shot, a fade, being down there. First and goal at the 5, I'd have taken a shot at that. But you
3.
get down in there, Trey McBride, they've had him pretty much bracketed a lot of times. But then all of a sudden, that pass rush by Minnesota started to pick up, and they started to get pressure with 4 guys getting in front of, in the face of one Kyler Murray.
So how come then, if they're doubling McBride, how come they don't run at the 5 quick slant? Because it's almost uncoverable in the first 5 yards.
Well,
you know that.
And I will say this, that inside position, that's why I'd around a fade, at least taking one shot.
One shot.
With Wilson, he's a big, tall kid. Harrison's a tall kid. Or something a little more creative. But all of a sudden, you saw Minnesota bow their neck, the top run defense in the league. You saw them all of a sudden go, hey, look, we got to prevent them from scoring. They get a field goal, fine. And that's okay. If we go down and they know if they score, they got to go down and get 6 points.
Right.
And then the extra point to win by 1 point. So that's the mystery. I think that Drew Petzing, offensive coordinator, has got to take a good hard look at it. Field goals in the National Football League, guys, are not going to get it done back-to-back weeks. And that's why this week against Seattle, Seattle held them to nothing but field goals 2 weeks ago, if you recollect.
I remember.
6 points exactly, is going to have to start working on some different kind of strategies or schemes inside the 10-yard line or the 5-yard line.
And how about Seattle? They give up not 1, but 2 pass picks for 6. They give up a kickoff for a touchdown against the Jets. And Manuch, they still come back and found a way to beat the Jets in New York.
And I will say that Aaron Rodgers on some of the throws, his age is starting to show up.
Yeah.
It really is starting to show up. I mean, they had a couple of plays where he sailed Wilson on one of them. He was wide open. So he sailed on it, and there was a couple other plays. But this Jets team is just a mess.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, he'll finish out the season as a starter. Now, I got to imagine the Jets are probably going to let Aaron Rodgers go or allow him to retire or just say, your services, we appreciate it. We got to rebuild. Again, for the 9th year in a row, the Jets will not be going to the playoffs whatsoever.
If you missed it over the weekend, James Conner signed a $19 million contract extension.
Good for him.
A 2-year deal. He carried the ball 17 times for just under 70 yards, 68 to be exact. Rushing attack, they did have 154 yards rushing. When you see the stats, and Manuch, you're all about the stats. If you see a team rush over 100 yards, in most cases, they're going to win the game.
Sure. 8.5 yards per carry. You think of that and you go, okay. But again, it's red zone. They couldn't run effectively inside the red zone. They couldn't pass. I mean, you can go between the 20s and you can run all you want, pass all you want. But when you have a team that's one of the top defenses in the league, there's a reason why. And they were, okay, you want to kick field goals? Well, our offense, we figure, is pretty good enough to go ahead and score touchdowns. And again, like Seattle, force them to kick field goals besides getting touchdowns, aside from the one touchdown pass to Harrison. By the way, what a throw. What a dime that was, a throw over the defender. And to your point, Roy, Harrison went up with his hands, caught it, get down. Really the only big play that they had inside that red zone.
Your chance to win $9,100 is tonight for the Broncos-Browns game here at the Trophy Bar in Downtown Ocotillo. Each week, 20 lucky contestants have a chance to roll the jumbo dice to win the grand prize, $9,100. Also, we have other prizes as well. come on down and join us for the Monday night game here at the Trophy Bar. We got our top sounds of the weekend, a lot of college football, NFL football. That's all next as we continue from the Trophy Bar here on Fox Sports 910.
Christmas music
You're clear.
Now on our sister station, 99.9 KEZ. Christmas music playing throughout the holidays on 99.9 KEZ. Set a button. Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars. Your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic tailgating sweepstakes. Text PEAKS to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, and more. No purchase necessary. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Hey, Arizona, it's Mike Wilbon. I've been around sports professionally and personally for a long, long time. And whether you're on a court, in the gym, or just navigating a tough day, you need to stay hydrated. That's where Cocoa 5 comes in. Cocoa 5 isn't your average sports drink, packed with the electrolytes your body craves, but without the artificial junk you don't need. Available at your favorite stores, Cocoa 5, active hydration. Stay hydrated, Arizona.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
The hole. They do not.
Maava on 4th and 6, and it's intercepted again, this time in the end zone. And Xavier Watts, he wants some of what his teammate had. He's going to take it coast to coast as well. 100 yards. I said it couldn't get any longer than Christian Gray's. I wasn't expecting one in the end zone.
I like him under center. Daniels, nothing.
Clip ends in 15 seconds. Mics are hot.
Burke got there.
The 25. McCord. Pena again. Pena makes the catch.
Hey, Dabo Swinney, congrats. I got you in, baby.
There you have a little college football montage. Michigan upsetting Ohio State. Notre Dame taking care of USC. How about Syracuse upsetting Miami? You also heard Texas winning at Texas A&M.
How are you doing, kid? How are you okay, Ohio State boy? Are you all right?
Jack's already asked me. Where were you?
He was off somewhere.
I was off.
We on hole number 5
we weren't
at Oakwood?
Yeah.
I played golf. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. Okay.
I watched
You watched the end of it.
No, all right. I'm going to come clean.
Okay. Come on. That's what I'm waiting for.
Girlfriend's from Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm on like the 8th hole gaining. And I said, hey, you want to bet? For fun.
Yeah.
She had no idea the spread was 21.
Oh,
right?
My gosh.
Some people had it got to 23.
23.
She goes, I will take Michigan by 3. And the bet is, if I lose, I have to give her an hour back rub. And
Boy, you're getting off easy, buddy.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I would give her $5,000 cash right now than to do that. It is my least favorite thing to do in the world.
That is funny.
I would rather paint a house. I'd rather clean out my and my crap and my sewer than do back rubs.
That's funny.
I can't stand
an hour's a long time. I will say that. That's a lengthy back rub for sure.
So I'm a little bitter about that.
Okay.
Because not the point that Ohio State lost. They still got an opportunity to win the national championship. I'm okay with that. I mean, losing 4 times to Michigan and Ryan Day and everything else is coming around with that. I think they need to get rid of their defense coordinator, even though defense played well. I hate back rubs. I can't stand them. I know
the things we learn about Rock on this show.
It's annoying. It's a pain in the ass. It's like it's boring. Your hands get tired. And it's like, and it's constant with her. And that's why. And I'm just like, I said, I would rather give you $5,000 cash than to have to do that.
Send her to a massage.
No,
house.
I've bought machines. I'm buying the Elon Musk robot. It's $60,000. I'm already got my money already. Comes out next July.
Actually,
I'm buying the robot.
Oh my God.
Can you bring him on the show too?
Yeah.
You won't have a job.
Yeah.
He's going to replace you. Why would I need you guys? I just get a robot.
Yeah.
These robots that he's doing.
How about just to the spa, $1,000 spa?
I've done all of that. She doesn't go.
Man, oh man.
She's got stacks, and I'm like, re-gift them or
She
something.
just likes
Venetian,
your
I've
hands.
done Gainey, I've done Elements, I've done Massage Envy. Name it.
She just wants you to be the one applying the back rub. That's all. That's it. Yeah, I sit there and you watch that game. Chip Kelly, the offensive
run
guru.
the friggin' ball. You see that stat that showed that 22 straight times the team that rushes more wins the game.
Sure. Yeah. And I didn't see much imagination, creativity.
No, I was shocked.
Michigan was ready.
Yeah.
They had the script or the offensive script. How about spread it out? Maybe take some shots down the field. You got all this talent, and it was just, and your point too, Rock. Yeah, okay, it's a game. They'll go to the playoffs, and things will hopefully change. When you place a team that had that kind of defense like Michigan had in order to go ahead and have some kind of similarity. But they've got to get more creative than they were in that game.
You can make a case that this is one reason why people don't like the playoff. Let's just go back to the BCS where you just take the two top teams.
Yeah.
Because the rivalry is kind of going to, I mean, you can lose your rivalry and still win the national championship.
Sure you could.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
That's the fun of it. I mean, it's like in basketball, you can lose the conference championship, make the NCAAs. Some teams get beat initially. The other team that lost goes to the Sweet 16.
There you go.
So that's why I do like the 12, and I think that this weekend, 8 overtimes. I mean, what really? Then going for 2?
All the time they went for 2.
You want to get cute going for 2?
I know.
Just
score like 20-20 at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then it ends up 40-something,
44-42.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Nuts.
All right, let's get to some of the other sound in the NFL. We got our top 5 NFL sounds for the weekend. It's all about the kicker. How about Chase McLaughlin, what he did with a walk-off and then to win in overtime?
Chase McLaughlin, the kick. It's up. It's through.
Clip ends in 10.
Headed to overtime. See how good this snap and hold are. It's up and through, and the Bucs pull it out in overtime.
Tampa Bay over Carolina 26-23 in overtime. How about the Cardinals' only touchdown versus the Vikings? Here's Marvin Harrison, courtesy of Fox.
3rd down and 4. Minute 3 to go in this half. Murray scans out of a tight pocket, delivers a strike. And there he is for his first catch of the day.
Flip ends in 10.
Harrison Jr.
Yeah, now this is route running. This is a little more like where you're used to seeing him just being a big body, going across the middle. Does a great job catching that ball with his hands.
And if you're a Cardinal fan, you were watching the Jets and the Seahawks. Of course, we'll get into the playoff scenario at this point here in the beginning of December. But here are a couple plays that Cardinal fans were rooting for the Jets.
Here is the former All-Pro kick returner for Minnesota, making his Jet debut, Kane Wanu. He's already housed 3 of them in his career. He's going to get a block. And welcome to the Jets with a big-time return for a touchdown. Seahawks load the line and bring pressure. Rodgers has it picked off by Leonard.
Clip ends, 10 seconds.
Just the second interception of the Big Cat's career. And is he going to take it to the house? His old house. He sure is. A pick six. And he flips the game on a huge play.
How about Leonard Williams with that 92-yard interception return for a touchdown against his former team? And we got to see him last week. What a big game he had. We hope that he doesn't have a big game this week as the Cardinals of Seattle will go at it in Glendale. And then the two MVP front runners. First, the play of the day yesterday, Josh Allen on that lateral TD from Amari Cooper.
Percent of the targets to Shakir completed. This is behind Cooper, who brought it.
Clip ends in 10.
Back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in. No! Spectacular touchdown.
Now, he got a reception on that.
Yeah, he did.
Shouldn't he got a running touchdown on that?
I think it's they lateral it back. It's a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
So they made a
he threw it.
Yeah,
completion.
But he also got a reception touchdown, not a rushing.
I don't know.
I think because it was a reception initially, that it was a reception in the book. If it was like a running back running it and then lateraling it, it would be a rush versus wide receiver catching it.
But the wide receiver caught it.
And then
he lateraled it to a running back.
Yeah, he's officially running back.
Why would that have been a rushing touchdown?
I don't know. That is like one of the
fantasy football people are a little pissed off.
In NFL history, I think that's the first time you've seen a quarterback in one game have a rushing, receiving, and passing touchdown in one game. But I will say this, he must have a big hand to hold on to the ball as well as he did in that snow.
Yeah.
And then to reach out, go, he's 6'6", go full length, go parallel, and then touch the pylon like he did. And that kind of weather, you got a pretty strong hand, a pretty big hand to handle the ball. He handled it like it was nothing in that game. So,
and then our last NFL clip, Saquon Barkley and his 25-yard TD run, which put Baltimore away late in the fourth quarter.
First down. Saquon. Oh, here he goes. Barkley at the 10, the 5, and the touchdown.
We have to thank CBS, NBC, Fox, and ESPN for all that sound for today. Here's a little montage that Jack's put together with ASU and U of A from Saturday.
They kicked the tires on this last year when they had so many injuries. Scadaboo out of the Wildcat, and he will get it directly and walk in for a touchdown. Today, tough, rugged runner. Scadaboo will keep it, and he will surge, and he'll drive in. Thunder from Scadaboo. College football right out of high school. Sacramento State. Tyson. Here he goes. Another Sun Devil touchdown. This is a machine as the fullback. Scadaboo. Goodness gracious. A ramrod into the end zone. Unhuman. Levitt steps out of the tackle. He'll throw on the go. That's a touchdown. It's Mateer back in the game.
$30 seconds until clip ends.
Deep shot. End zone. Right in there for Guillory. This team has been a well-oiled machine.
10 seconds.
Sabio, the freshman, little stutter step. And what a first touch there for Derek Eusebio. He is out of here.
Big win for the Sun Devils over the Cats.
1 minute.
Where do you think Sam Levin's going to play next year?
He's going to be here. He's not going anywhere. They will offer him up. His dad said he's not going anywhere. He said he's staying.
Rock gave me the biggest side eye when he said that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Sun Devil.
It's a real question, though. It really is.
It is a real question.
Come on. It's our world we live in. I don't care what his dad says. It's what that agent's going to get him. If that agent's going to say, here's $5 million to go to Auburn, he's going to Auburn.
Oh, heck yeah.
Let's just be honest. It's just the way it is.
Well, let the bidding begin if that's where he is.
And I still don't think, no matter how far ASU goes, the money's still not there. Even in the building we're sitting at right now, where some of the people in this building are very supportive to the program. I hope I'm completely wrong, but this is what talk radio is all about. You throw out stuff like this to see if it sticks.
Well, they can't compete. Not yet, anyway. ASU cannot compete
maybe 2 years from now,
maybe
they
2
continue
years.
the winning
Yeah,
ways.
they're not going to compete.
The coffins start to build.
Yes,
but
they can't compete with Ohio State, with Auburn, with
Ohio
with
State.
LSU.
They got their number one kid.
Yeah.
They already paid him to come in. I don't know if they'll start as a true freshman, but every school, for the most part, is looking for a quarterback.
Would be interesting to see how the back channels get to his agent or reps to say, "Hey, look, it's so," because he's got to enter the portal first. Before that, anything close to that,
but there's tampering. That's the one thing.
No, I get it.
Trying to fix is tampering.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you avoid that? How do you have somebody make a phone call to a father and say, "Hey, just say let you know this guy's going to call you about USC."
Well, and they know.
I mean, come on.
The agents know the market. They know Dylan Gabriel's making. They know Will Howard. They know what's out there.
Yeah, and then our next guest is going to be able to break some of that down.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him. That's Rudy Carpenter. He'll join us next. He is in this business as an agent, as a coach. We'll get his thoughts on that and what ASU is going to need to do. And I think it has a lot to do if they win the Big 12 championship. If they don't,
break whenever.
That's what it's going to play into. So if they win, he may say, "Hey, what else do I have to prove here? Look what I was able to do with this program.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to do it in the SEC, or I want to do it in the Big Ten."
He's got that prerogative. That could happen.
Rudy Carpenter next. Roc and Manuch at Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
You're clear.
It's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
ASU men's basketball team is back on their home floor tomorrow night, hosting San Diego. The Sun Devils have won 5 in a row following wins over New Mexico and St. Mary's last week in Palm Springs. The Suns wrap up their 6-game homestand tomorrow against Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs. It's also their final NBA Cup group game, with the Suns currently tied with the Spurs and Thunder atop the Western Conference's Group B standings at 2-1. Week 13 of the NFL wraps up tonight with Monday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Seize the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway AI Smoke Driver with Smart Face technology and multiple sweet spots across the face, now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, proudly serving golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Attention drivers, your safety matters. All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing storage services contractor, proudly sponsors the Move Over Law. When you see flashing lights, remember to move over and slow down. Together, we can protect our roadside heroes.
We got Rudy on hold.
Arizona, sponsored by All City Towing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. At State 48 Roofing, we are family-owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck,
we got him on hold
to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
Puck dropped on Season 2 of the Professional Women's Hockey League with a pair of games on Saturday. The Toronto Scepters beat the Boston Fleet 3-1 behind the first jailbreak goal of the season from Sarah Nurse, a late power play goal from Hannah Miller, and an empty netter from Emma Malte. Then the Montreal Victoire defeated the Ottawa Charge 4-3, Canadian superstar Marie-Philippe Poulin scoring the shootout winner. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. With the Capital One Spark Cash Plus card, you earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase for your business with the Capital One Spark Cash Plus card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/SparkCash for details.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown!
Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Scholarship off right out of high school. Sacramento.
Mics are hot.
Here he goes. Another Sun Devil touchdown. This is a machine.
Well, the machine rushed for 177 yards, 3 touchdowns, that being Cam Scattaboo, as the Devils took care of the Cats 49-7 to capture the Territorial Cup and finish the regular season on a 5-game winning streak, and, of course, going to the Big 12 championship. And now Rudy Carpenter joins us. Rudy, it's been fun on Mondays talking to you, man. We got to keep the streak going, huh? I mean, this is a fun year with the Devils.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really incredible what they've been able to do. Really all the way around. Kenny and Brian Ward and Marcus Arroyo and Charlie Regal and just that entire staff, they've done a great job with all of these guys. I mean, literally, I think you can look across the board at every single position group on offense and every single position group on defense and say that every single one of those groups has overachieved. And I mean, to me, that's a pretty incredible thing to think about when you think about it.
How do you keep it together and go on a little run for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and keep the staff together? Because you know how it works. A good offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator gets picked up to get that head coaching job, and then the team takes a step back. How do you keep it together, Rudy?
Well, they've already did that. I mean, you know, Kenny's under contract for a while, and they just re-signed the defensive coordinator to a new deal. They just re-signed the offensive coordinator, Marcus Arroyo, to a new deal. I think when you look at their contracts, both of those guys are making about $1 million a year. And as coordinators, that puts them up. I'm not sure if it's at the very top of the Big 12 as far as coordinator pay goes, but from what I know, it's in the top 2 or 3. So that's definitely a good start. It's definitely something that you want to be able to do, to have your head coach locked up and have both of your coordinators locked up. And then you look at everybody else, guys like Charlie Regal, he's not a coordinator. You look at guys like Jason Mons and Sean Aguano. They're not coordinators, but those are all guys that have been long-time Arizona Valley guys. And those are guys that are looking around and probably scratching themselves, thinking not just a few years ago, they were the head coaches at Chandler High, Chaparral High, and Saguaro High. And now they're coaching a position at Arizona State. And it's rare. Those are all guys that have been able to coach football for a long time. And outside of Charlie Regal, really haven't had to move around. So if you're those guys, you look at it and you say, man, do I jump ship and go to some school I barely know with some coach that's maybe on the coaching hot seat for a couple more dollars? Or do I stay put? Do I keep my family put? Do I allow my kids to go to the schools they've been going to their whole life, live in the neighborhoods they've been living in their whole life, and coach right here? For Aguano and for Mons, this is a dream job for these guys. So that's one of the good things about having a coaching staff like ASU does, in the sense that these are all really homegrown guys who they want to be here. These are not guys who viewed ASU as a stepping stone job. And so that was really one of the boxes when you're checking off boxes on why you're going to hire somebody. that was one of the boxes of why you hired Kenny Dillingham. Kenny Dillingham will be happy making $3.5 to $5.5 million a year here at ASU for a very, very long time.
All right, Rudy, let's flip the script on the players. We're just discussing the market of a Jordan Tyson or the market of a Sam Levitt or the market of whomever. Cam Scatterby wants to stay another year, what have you. How do you scratch that itch? How do you satisfy that? And I'm like you, hopefully loyalty, like a Sam Levitt had a chance to play here. These guys have had a chance to play, but there'll be some maybe potential Godfather offers. What does the Sun Devil Nation or faithful, or even Kenny, have to do to scratch that itch and make sure these guys stick around?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. ASU doesn't have a crazy collective. The University of Arizona, I heard, got about $4 million in their collective, so it's not crazy there either. It's a tough question. I mean, when you look at it, what you're hoping is that those guys like Tyson or especially a Sam Levitt or whoever look at this and say, hey, I'm going to be able to survive. I'll have some NIL deals come through. They all have marketing agents now, so those marketing agents might find me something, and I'm sure Kenny's going to do everything he can with the collective to figure out a way to pay the top guys and just understand that it's an unfair world, and guys like Sam Levitt and Cam Scatterby and Tyson are going to get paid a little bit more than everybody else, or they might be the only guys getting paid straight from the collective or the university, and that just is what it is. And hopefully these guys can maybe keep their eye on the prize, that the real money, the big money that you want is in the NFL, and they are all situated at ASU right now to go on a possible 2 or a 3 year run where they can continue to play in Big 12 championship games, continue to push to get in the college football playoff, and ultimately that is what's going to get them to the real money of the NFL draft. So that's a big thing. And then last part of it is hopefully Kenny can pull, a rabbit out of a hat and get some of these ASU donors to start ponying up some big checks. Everybody's always complaining about ASU, myself included. Everybody's always talking about ASU as a sleeping giant. But now there is actually a very real opportunity in college football for fans to directly impact wins and loss column, and that is by literally writing checks. I mean, it's a crazy situation that this is the first time that fans can really, really, really impact the win-loss record by donating money.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, I don't know how much you know about Iowa State, but that is the opposition for ASU. They can put points on the board. Their defense is pretty solid. How do you see this matchup if you've had a chance to digest it a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. I think you're looking at teams, to be honest, that are, kind of similar. Rocco Becht is the quarterback at Iowa State. Good player. His dad played in the NFL for a while and is now a head coach in the UFL. And he's a football guy, and he's playing for Matt Campbell, who's a Mount Union guy who's used to winning. And Matt's done a great job at Iowa State. You got two, teams that weren't the sexy picks going into the year that are playing each other. And I think when you look at a really, really good, evenly matched game, I think this is going to be a very good matchup. You got two teams that are coached well, two teams that are executing at a high level right now. You got two quarterbacks that are both playing really, really well and to a certain extent carrying their teams. So, this game's going to come down to, what they always come down to, which is who wins the turnover battle, who wins the penalty battle, and who can hit enough big explosive plays to make a big difference. The thing that I'm just really, 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 really worried about, and if I was Kenny, I would just be sick to my stomach if this game comes down to a field goal or some type of kick, because right now ASU is just abysmal. And the fact that they're even able to get themselves into a championship game or possibly a playoff, and they can't even kick a field goal is just terrible.
Somebody could transfer right now. That'd be kind of cool. Transfer,
Hit the portal.
Rudy, good stuff. Hopefully on Monday we'll talk about the Big 12 champs. That'd be kind of fun to talk about. So thanks for jumping on with us again today. Appreciate you.
See ya.
That's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, brought to you by All City Towing. They are hiring, start the 2025 season off right with a new job. And how about doing that at All City Towing? You can just visit them online at allcitytowing.com. Search careers, All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Coming up, it's football at 50 as Josh Allen and the Bills, they capped off another Sunday night of action in the NFL with a 35-10 victory over the 49ers. Get into that as well as some of the other games and go check out the back pages around the United States and what they're saying about their football team, because I don't know. Arizona Republic they don't ever put anything about the Cardinals on the front page, ever. That makes no sense.
If it's worth putting up there, they would put it up there.
Even when they win, they don't put them up there.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe they feel that it's just not worth to have the Cardinals in front. Maybe it hurts their publication more than it helps them.
Man,
who knows?
I don't get it. More Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from the Trophy Bar next.
Looking for the ultimate.
You're clear.
Welcome to the Trophy Bar in downtown.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Where epic sports, stunning cars, and ice cold drinks meet fabulous food and specialty cocktails. It's the spot for everyone. Guys love our 34K TVs, 16-foot.
Hey, can anyone hear me?
Killer happy hour specials, while the ladies indulge in high-end decor and amazing cuisine. Join us for our thrilling nights. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Mondays, Coach Dillingham on Wednesdays, and Cards on Thursdays. Visit us at Price and Queen Creek Road in Chandler. The Trophy Bar, where the spoils go to the victors.
Envision a stunning putting green or a flawless lawn. With Tempe Turf Installers, it's yours for just $550 per square foot. Enjoy up to a 16-year warranty and 2 years of labor coverage.
Hey, can anyone hear me?
602-348-7190 or visit TempeTurfInstallers.com for your free estimate.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Tune in Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. for the Crest Insurance Group Sun Devil Report with Coach Charlie Ragle. Crest Insurance, coverage you can trust, service you can count on. Every Thursday on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey, can anyone hear me?
910.
Looking for the #1 neighborhood sports bar? It's clearly Philly Sports Grill, dedicated to providing impeccable service and a mouth-watering menu of delicious food and drinks. Whether you're cheering for your favorite team or catching the big game, Philly Sports Grill is your ultimate destination. With 4 convenient locations throughout Phoenix and Tempe, you'll get the best sports bar experience. Experience the excitement at Philly Sports Grill today. For a location near
Can anyone hear me?
phillysportsgrill.com.
Let's face it, winter can be a hard season. It's cold pretty much all the time. Blizzard, you have to shovel. Another blizzard, you slip on ice. But you know what makes winter suck a little less? Getting a free phone. Join Cricket Nation and get a free Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. Ooh, ouch. Welcome to enjoying more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile.
Can anyone hear me?
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere.
Sorry, question. This is Jimmy B.
First month service charge and tax to its sale fees.
Oh, sorry. Hey, question. Do you still want to go in with that Amari Cooper highlight, or do you want to use?
Make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings.
We'll do.
3% off select appliances plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting.
Yeah, no worries. All good.
You
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Let's get ready for football!
Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Percent of the targets to Shakir completed. This is behind.
10 seconds. Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in? No! Spectacular touchdown.
Yeah, that may have been the play of the day yesterday. Amari Cooper and the pass that he got from Josh Allen. Then he lateraled it back to him for a 7-yard touchdown. That was in the third quarter, which put Buffalo up 28-3. They would go on to win 35-10, their seventh straight win. Allen making a case for MVP, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. In the early slate, the Steelers, they're looking good too. They took down the Bengals 44-38. Of course, we know what happened with the Cardinals and Vikings. Chargers got by the Falcons 17-13. Afternoon game, the Eagles, they took care of the Ravens. That was one of the better games on the docket yesterday, and the Bucs had to get to overtime to take care of the Panthers. Panthers are going to finish strong here.
They are.
I think they may have their quarterback.
Yeah, Bryce Young's starting
to look at.
He really
pretty
is
good. And then what else do we have? And then tonight, Week 13 wraps up with Bo Nix and the Broncos playing host James Winston and the Browns for Monday Night Football. The Cowboys-Giants game on Thanksgiving did 38.5 million viewers, a season high, despite both these teams not having their starting quarterback from week 1. Love the back pages in the newspapers around the country, or front pages in some cases. In New York, they're always the best. Here's the New York Post. On the eve of the 41st birthday, Rodgers melts down as the Jets blow a 14-point lead with a big headline, "This is getting old." Picture of him.
Very good.
Then the old man and the Seahawks. Not bad. That was
good.
The
Creative.
Daily News. Newsday has Folly Rodgers. Benching Jets QB could be next move after another late game failure. The Boston Herald, horse hit. Colts, late conversion, Steelers win over Patriots. Chicago, things are bad there. It's got a picture of the GM, the interim, and the owner. The 3 Bears or the 3 Stooges?
That's
yes.
I'd go Stooges.
And in Philly, the Daily News, you got to love it. Just a big picture of one of the players spiking the ball, and it says, "Here's the pitch." And then it says, "Eagles-Ravens game didn't end in time, but we do have some great photos." It's on the back of at least that's how much it means there. You know, they got deadlines.
Sure, absolutely they do.
Buffalo, paper in Buffalo, the Buffalo News, storming the East.
Yep.
Like
How great
that.
was that. The Pittsburgh Gazette, bringing danger. Wilson posts best game as a Steeler. What else do we have? The Houston Texans just says strong finish. Seattle Times, Jet scream. Not bad. Tampa Bay Times, season saved.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
And then finally, we'll end it with Minnesota, and the Minneapolis paper is pick makes the point. Of course, that pick at the end was big.
Yeah,
for them.
it
So,
was.
there you have it.
What took the Bears so long to fire Matt Eberflus?
Why
would they not? Why would they allow him on the plane?
Yes.
After that debacle, with 32 seconds left.
Why did that when they got to when the game was over? They got to Chicago. Why didn't they just do it then? Instead, they parade him out to do a news conference.
Presser.
9 o'clock, they did the news conference.
Yes, and then they call
fire
him in afterwards and fire him.
17 hours later.
Yeah, what the hell?
I mean, I heard Kevin Warren on prior to us, and it's like, we wanted to do.
Colin Cowherd's on before.
I'm sorry, Colin Cowherd. Yes, thank you, Rock. And talking about, I'm like, you want to do it with honor and integrity. Well, if you knew you were going to do it, why would you allow him to have a press? And you come out 2 hours later and fire the guy? First of all, he got dressed down by a couple players in the locker room.
He did.
And then that was an opportunity, as bad as the Bears looked in the first half, and it should have been over for all intents and purposes, to have a chance to go down and tie a game up, but you allow the clock to wind down with a timeout and not call timeout, allow everybody to gather, maybe get a couple plays. You could get probably 4 plays off in 32 seconds. They may not get the touchdown, but you get closer for the field goal. You tie it. You take the Thanksgiving Day game into overtime against the Lions, who were smoking you in the first half.
Manuch, as commentators, we're pretty dialed in, but football fans of their respective teams, they even understood the Bears had a timeout left, and they were going crazy why he did
And
not
I
call it.
heard his excuse after the game about, well, the clock was running. No, call a timeout.
Timeout.
You got a rookie in there. Thanksgiving Day, big moment, big time, fast pace. Slow him down. Here's a couple plays. We want to try to get maybe 5-10 more yards for a chip shot.
Exactly.
Let's take this bad boy into overtime. Now, if there's a shot there, take it. Remember, you only got so much time. If you do throw, make sure nobody else can get it but your receiver. So there was not much conversation. So for Uberflus, I think everyone, he's so shocked that they're still in the game, number one. But that was ridiculous. Why allow him to come back on the plane, let alone not fire him when you got back to Chicago? That's, you know what? You get what you pay for, Chicago.
That's it, and they did.
You get what you pay for.
They did.
Arizona Cardinals, of course, they had that loss. It was good to see Darius Robinson in the game. He made his debut, a long-anticipated debut. I think he played a total of 8 snaps. But at least he got in there, got his feet wet, got his toe in the water, so to speak. And they're being careful with him. If the season's over, which I don't think it is yet, but it's pretty damn close. I mean, what has to happen? They have to beat Seattle. Beat Seattle, because if they don't, then they'll fall 2 games behind Seattle with 4 to play. And that's not going to be enough, considering Seattle swept you. So we'll see. And the Rams, I thought they were falling apart, but they're still sitting there.
They're still hanging around. Yeah.
Well, you receive. Everybody's healthy.
Yeah, they finally got healthy. Yeah.
Everybody's healthy.
Speaking of healthy, man, you just got to feel so bad for Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, man.
You know, he gets in there, he works his butt off. You know, we've talked about him quite a bit, that he has this regiment where he's probably the most healthy guy we know, from what he puts in his body and how he trains and how he just goes about life. The guy has the worst luck. It's like, you can just be a couch potato like me and you'll live till you're 80. You know?
Or 90.
Yeah, or 90.
There's something wrong with that, Roc.
I know. That's what I said yesterday.
Something
when I
wrong
saw
with
him
that,
walk
man.
off the field, and I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, not again.
Yeah.
You know, they're showing it right now.
Yeah,
it's PCL and just slides there in the snow and then gets kind of tackled.
He did it in the series before. He was making a cut and went to his knee, and then he went to his knee on the tackle. And then that last play that we watch, he tries on the replay here at the trophy bar, roll out to his right. There's nothing
1 minute.
there.
Right.
So, look, it might be the front. We're trying to determine where the PCL is. That's either front or back, whatever. Just had no juice. He goes down. He was out the rest of the game.
He was done.
Looks like the rest of the year. It looks like the 49ers, are done for the year as well, too. Unfortunate. So many injuries. And when you play in snow like that, you got to know how to play in it. Otherwise, you cough it up, and the Bills take advantage of it, if they did.
Yeah, the Bills are 10-1 in the last 4 years playing in December and January. Can't beat them there.
How about that? 5
30.
straight years winning the AFC East this early.
Yeah.
5 straight.
First team.
That's amazing.
All right, coming up, we'll dive into Factor Fooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey will join us. We'll also talk about Michigan stunning at number 2 Ohio State.
15.
Of course, Syracuse upsetting number 6 Miami. A big rivalry week, just crazy.
10.
We'll recap it all next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search Holiday and start listening to 99.9 KEZ. Plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio.
look, and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
If you have high blood pressure and chronic kidney disease, you may be eligible to participate in a study. More treatment options are needed for people with CKD and high blood pressure. That's why the Bax Duo Arctic study is researching a potential new treatment option to lower blood pressure and slow CKD progression. All participants will receive active study medication during their time in the study. Visit ckdtrial.com to learn more and see if the study may be right for you. That's ckdtrial.com.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Cardinals blew a double-digit lead and lost to the Vikings in Minnesota. Arizona fell to 6-6 on the season and are now 1 game behind Seattle for first place in the NFC West. In other news, the team signed running back James Conner to a 2-year contract extension over the weekend. The Suns wrap up their 6-game homestand tomorrow against Chris Paul and the Spurs. It's also their final NBA Cup group game, with the Suns currently tied with the Spurs and Thunder atop the Western Conference's Group B standings at 2-1. They've won 2 of 3 after Saturday's win over Golden State. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Happy Monday. Today's forecast warm for this time of year. Our average high is 69, but our forecast today, 81 degrees. Mostly sunny conditions out there and winds on the light side. Then tonight falling to a forecast low of 54. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm meteorologist Crystal Ortiz.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible products only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Live. I guess he didn't go. So the plastic goes up here.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. With Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Power formation again. Mullings. Touchdown, Wolverines. Michigan capitalizing off the Will Howard interception. Good snap, clean hole, got it up and good. And Michigan takes a 13-10 lead with 45 seconds to go. Ohio State out of timeouts.
McCree, the tight end on the move, will pull it up and throw the sideline. It's intercepted by the guy that's been picked on all day. Christian Gray down the sideline. Gray still going, and he is on his way for a Notre Dame touchdown.
The hole, they do not.
Malva on 4th and 6, and it's intercepted again, this time in the end zone. And Xavier Watts,
Clip ends in 30 seconds. Mike's will be hot. Mike's will be hot.
he's going to take it coast to coast as well. 100 yards. I said it couldn't get any longer than Christian Gray's. I wasn't expecting one in the end zone.
I like him under center.
Daniels. Nothing. Texas makes the stop. Ethan Burke got there.
The 25. McCord. Pena again.
Clip ends in 10.
Pena
What a crazy rivalry week. We are just one way away from the conference championship weekend. You had 2 top 10 teams drop with number 6 Miami, number 2 Ohio State, Georgia, and Georgia Tech. They delivered an instant classic with an 8 overtime game on Friday night. What a weekend. We'll start with the big one, the game, that being Michigan winning their 4th straight over the Buckeyes, 13-10. It was locked at 10 at half. And, of course, they just could not get any offense going, either team. As the third quarter, both defenses were just dominating each other as they were setting stage, which you knew was going to come down to the wire. But late in that fourth quarter, Michigan, they marched in the red zone. They were held to just a field goal, which was good. That put them up 13-10 with 2 minutes remaining. But Ohio State just could not get anything going on offense. I don't know what Chip Kelly was doing. But now, of course, being a Buckeye fan, that myself here, Rock, you have a lot of people saying, all right, you got to get rid of Ryan Day. He's the 5th highest paid coach, but his buyout is $37 million. They're not getting rid of coach. They're just not. I mean, I know there's money there.
It's ridiculous
but
chatter.
They spent $20 million on NIL money. That's what Ohio State spent. That's a lot.
I heard a fan on an interview that I saw on television last night, and they asked the fan, would you rather beat Michigan or win the championship because you're going to be in the playoff? The guy said, I don't care about the playoff. I just want to beat Michigan. That's how stupid they are. That's how stupid they are.
Ignorant fan.
And the flag planting, what happened there. I mean, that happened all over. It wasn't just Ohio State. It happened in Florida State, Florida. It happened at ASU, down in Tucson. It happened at NC State and UNC. They did each get fined $100,000, both schools, that being Ohio State and Michigan, which, whatever, that's a blink of an eye. That just sell a couple more beers. But now we'll have to wait.
The flag planting thing, I feel it's ridiculous. All you got to do is just point to the scoreboard. Walk off. Just say, look,
it's a kid.
If guys, I know, Rock, but I mean,
I think it's funny. I don't have a problem with it.
But how you gonna?
I like it.
How you gonna plant something on the turf? How you gonna plant?
It doesn't.
Unless it's grass, you can't plant nothing on turf. Number one,
it's the symbolization of doing.
Okay,
but Baker Mayfield and the Oklahoma flag.
I think what the coaches and everybody said, look, guys, we win this game. Just forget the flag planting. All you got to do is shake their hand. If they pop off, just point to the scoreboard. Look at the score. That's the best way to do it. It's just become everyone's. Oh, why are we going to see a brawl? We saw some brouhahas. How about the police macing the Michigan players?
They did.
There's no. Don't just get your butts. Go shake their hand. Get to the locker room. Have a little class about what you're doing and move on. If they chirp off, just point to that scoreboard that says, I kicked your butt 35-2.
I just told you about a dumbass fan who said beating Michigan meant more to him than winning a national championship.
Then that's a dumbass fan.
That's right, and that's
and
why.
I bet the kid didn't even go to Ohio State.
Oh, probably didn't, and that's why that what took place. And you're saying, well, have some class and go. No, the rivalries are so ingrained. I mean, they don't even refer to Michigan. They don't say Michigan. They say that school up north.
Okay. So when one of your guys goes out there and breaks a hand in a fight or gets hurt,
I'm with you, Manuch.
And then,
I'm not arguing.
It's all fun and games.
Yeah. He's arguing with you, Manuch, but it's going to continue to happen.
Well,
they're kids.
It's not going to change.
If I was on that team, I would love to get the flag and put it right there.
Yeah. So now I would do this.
That's awesome.
I love what Kirk Herbstreit said. He said, look, if there's 4 or 5 guys that are instigators to go do this, and you're forewarning them, if you do this after the game, I'm going to suspend your butt, number one. And if that next game happens to be a playoff game or championship or rival game, then there's consequences that they're going to have to face. So just cool your jets.
To sit out the first quarter of the next game.
Whatever. Or you could get hurt. Also, there's a fight. That brawl they had at Ohio State, guys could have got hurt.
I'm well aware of that.
I'm like, what are you doing?
They don't think about that at that time.
And then the North Carolina State game.
That was tough.
And then the Clemson, Florida State.
Yep.
I mean,
South Carolina.
Guys go, oh, this is cool. We're going to go out there on your field and plan our. No, just walk off, say, hey, we kicked your butt on your field and move on. All right, well, we'll see. When they get all of a sudden, that guy's got to sit a game or sit a championship, we'll see if that individual goes back out there.
So kind of under the radar because it's the ACC. Syracuse beat Miami. They knocked the Canes out of the ACC title game. They were unranked, that being the Orange, and they took down the Hurricanes 42-38. It was the largest comeback in their program history.
Amazing.
They were down 21-0 early in the second quarter, and they stormed back, and they got the score to 21-all. And, they are now sitting there, Syracuse, 9-3, 5-3. They could sneak in the college football top 25. But for Miami, they get knocked out of the ACC game, as I mentioned, with the loss. SMU and Clemson will face off in Charlotte. It'll be a home game for Clemson, playing there in Charlotte. That'll crown the champion of the ACC. All right, now let's get to the SEC. As number 7, Georgia, they escaped in that 8 overtime classic, 44-42. And that way they were 1 overtime away from matching the all-time record set, which was Penn State, Illinois in 2021 with 9 overtimes. But give a lot of credit to Georgia Tech. They jumped out to a 17-0 lead. They had 307 total yards in the first 30 minutes. They were on fire. And that game was in Athens. So give Kirby Smart and Georgia some love, because they did come back to win that game and get it to overtime, or tie the game, get it to overtime, and then they took care of business at the end. So now you got Georgia. They've already punched the ticket to the SEC championship, but a loss in that game would likely mean a matchup in Atlanta and a must-win to keep them in the college football playoffs. So they got to win that game. If they don't, this 3-loss team, you keep hearing 3 losses, that's going to be a problem, even in the SEC. So if they can take care of business in that game, then they can still move on into the playoffs.
Well, and then there's Texas, kind of under the radar.
It's going to get to, I don't know, they're not under the radar.
Well,
they're my favorite to win it all.
But they haven't been getting the pub of the Alabama and the Georgias, and everybody's been chirping and barking the whole time. But there's Texas just quietly going to that championship game, and everybody's healthy there as well too. But again, Georgia, who's been leaking oil, we've seen them leak oil several times this year. Can they withstand, their defense withstand an onslaught like the Texas Longhorns?
Well, you got a rematch, So Bulldogs took down Longhorns. They beat them by 15.
They beat them up in that game,
October.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So South Carolina, they took care of their rival in Clemson. With the win, South Carolina likely will climb in the playoff rankings, but they could get an at-large bid. We'll see. I doubt it. They do have 3 losses. Clemson 9-3 as well, and then of course ASU, Iowa State. We'll get more into that a little bit later. So now, as you look ahead, when we look at predictions, I have it as Tennessee, Ohio State 8-9. This is the left of the bracket, and then Penn State, Arizona State. Okay, at the 5-12. So the winner of Ohio State, Tennessee would play Oregon. So you could still see that rematch, the Big 12 championship that everybody wanted with Ohio State and Oregon. And then Boise State awaits the winner of Penn State and Arizona State. On the other side, Georgia and Indiana. Georgia's going to roll Indiana.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, South Carolina. South Carolina squeaks in by beating Clemson. I think Notre Dame's not going to have any problem with South Carolina.
Yep.
The winner takes on SMU in that one. Notre Dame, SMU, South Carolina, SMU. I think the winner is going to be Notre Dame there anyway. And then Texas gets the winner of Georgia and Indiana. So could you see Texas playing Georgia 3 times?
That's amazing.
Sure.
If that happens.
We talked about Oregon and Ohio State potential 3 times. Why not these
not
2?
Now, but
not now, but we talked about that last week. But you could see Texas and Georgia once again coming back into that same scenario. I mean, it's a possibility. That's they set it up. You get your best, how you rank them. But don't you think that the committee might take a look at how, for that potential scenario, Rock, how they would look and go, well, we could see this, this, and this. At that point, all right, devil may care. So be it. Set it up
real
that
quick,
way.
a lot of coaches talking about the fact that having 3 losses opposed to 2 losses, and depending on what conference you're in, of course, a lot of it is the Big 12. A lot of people feel the Big 12 is not worthy of having maybe 3 teams in the playoff. Here's the coach at Kansas State and what he thought about it, because he's trying to make a case for his 3-loss Wildcat team.
Other teams can lose in other leagues, and it's that league's really good. We lose in this league, and this league stinks. And I don't understand that. As a conference, we need to get together and figure some things out, because for a bunch of teams to be 9-3 and us not get any of those things in the college football playoff, then we've got to cancel one of these games. I don't care what people say. We then go to 8 games in league play, or stay with 9 but play an FCS or play.
Clip ends in 10 seconds.
And I'd say, well, that would hurt you. I don't care. You say what you want. 10-2 looks better than 9-3, and we're going to visit at this year's conference meetings, and because we have to do things to benefit our league for the 12-team playoff, not to just benefit our league in general.
He's absolutely correct.
He had 4 losses, by the way, not 3.
Yeah, the SEC still only plays 8 conference games. They still only do that, where everybody else is playing 9.
Mm-hmm.
So his point about that makes sense, because the SEC has already come out and said, oh, no, we're not going to go to 9 games. Remember, they play Savannah State like in week 11 before they play their rival game.
And I think that's what he's alluding to, Jimmy.
Yes, exactly.
I do, but I'm the other side, and I'm a Wildcat, folks, okay? I'm like, okay.
No,
I'm like,
come
Chris, I love you. You're doing a great job. But, again, just win the games. Just win those games you're supposed to win. Don't bellyache and complain. Just say, look, we'll show up. We'll do our
break
best.
Whenever.
But to kind of try to spin it to, hey, this, you know what? Okay, everybody's under the same rules. Welcome the new guys. And you know what? Just win the damn games. And I think that everything takes care of itself.
We'll come back with our G2G Protein Bars Game Changers of the Weekend after Craig Fouey from ABC 15. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Ready for Christmas
You're clear.
music? 99.9 KEZ is
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Christmas music is on our sister station, 99.9 KEZ, when you're ready. Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me, free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Craving tacos? Discover the Taco Spot, where mouth-watering, authentic Mexican flavors meet a modern twist. With 12 locations and more on the way, we're the local favorite.
We got Craig on hold.
AZ.com, and follow us on social media. Come experience the tacos to Taco Bout, the Taco Spot.
Tease the season at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Get maximum distance and performance with the Titleist GT driver. Come in and get custom fit today. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, proudly serving golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 sports director Craig Phooey.
Mics are hot.
Phooey
Mics are
joins
hot.
the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out Trophy Bar, downtown Ocotillo is where you can find us. Monday Night Football is tonight as well, and it's a dandy with the Broncos and the Browns. Craig Phooey is our guest. It is time to do Fact or Phooey. Phooey, how was your weekend, kid? You were pretty busy, I would think.
It was a busy weekend, and I'm a little disappointed you guys never invite me to Monday night. I mean, I'm just a little upset that I'm like, I got to find out on the radio where you're at. You know, it's like it's getting really old.
Phooey, no.
Phooey on that.
Yeah, Phooey.
Phooey on that.
Because you've been coming on with us for 15 years. You know the last 14 where we've been, and now you know where we are this year. So don't give me that. You have an open invitation. You're the one who's working all these hours, so we just don't want to take you away from some primetime television. Yeah,
a man of your age.
We know you hate the breaks, Coach. Why would you want a break?
We know you want to work. Yeah, so Phooey on that. So, all right.
No fact there.
All right, here we go. Let's get it going. 10-2. All right. Number one, this ASU football team will go down as the greatest story in the history of Arizona State football. Again, Manuch writes the question. Yeah. A homer that's been basically raised here since he was a little one.
Wanted to be a Sun Devil forever.
Bigger than Frank Kush, Pat Tillman. I mean, I can go on.
This
and on.
season.
Doesn't say that.
This is
greatest story in the history of ASU football.
This football team. This ASU team. Right now. Coach. Got to straighten these guys out.
That win over to number 1 Nebraska back in 1996. Wow, that's
that team came out. That was a ranked team coming out to shoot, Coach. They weren't picked to finish last in a conference.
No, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I think it's a fantastic story. I think what Kenny and his staff has done is just nothing shy of a miracle in terms of the transfer portal and always playing from behind in the NIL. And to have 3 wins the last couple of years at ASU, Kenny takes over an absolute mess at ASU with a bowl ban a year ago, with scholarship restrictions, recruiting restrictions, to be 10-2 right now and headed to the Big 12 championship game Saturday on ABC, by the way, which I will be at. I think it's a huge story. Is it the greatest story of all time in Arizona State football? No, but it's probably right up at the top, in the top 5, clearly.
All right, so you're saying it's got a chance, is what you basically said. So
it's got a chance. Yeah, we got a chance.
All right, we'll give you all right, Coach. Question number 2. Kenny Dillingham should be the Big 12 Coach of the Year and should be a strong candidate for National Coach of the Year. Fact or Phooey?
Phooey on that. Listen, we talked about it over the weekend. I think Kenny is definitely the Big 12 Coach of the Year, and I think he's going to have a tight race with Indiana's coach. But I think he's going to be at least in the top 5 there, too. I think he's going to be a guy that they're going to talk about who should be the Coach of the Year and what he's done. And, again, from the predictions where they were, finished last in the Big 12 to be number 1 in the Big 12 and be at the Big 12 championship, have a chance to win it all. Absolutely. Go, Kenny.
It's always worst to first, and that's exactly what happened. All right, Coach, number 3 here, Cam Scadaboo, and remember, Manuch writes the questions. Cam Scadaboo will be a strong candidate for Big 12 Player of the Year. Fact or Phooey?
Ooh, wow. Yeah, fact. I mean, listen, Cam has put together an incredible year. The guy's a bulldozer, right? He just doesn't go down. You can't tackle him. He keeps running even when he doesn't feel his best. When he's injured, it doesn't matter. He just keeps running. He'd put his head through the wall for that team right now, I guarantee you. But he should be one of the guys. And I know he's facing Travis Hunter. He's facing Shedeur Sanders. There's some other guys that are very worthy of that honor, but he's got to be in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, I think he'll be in the conversation. But if Travis Henry is going to win the Heisman, he's probably going to win the Big 12 Player of the Year too. So, all right, question 4: the Cards' lack of scoring in the red zone and settling for field goals was a downfall for this team moving forward. Will be a downfall. Excuse me. Fact or Phooey?
Oh, fact. Yeah. Fact. Listen, you can't. Putting that story together today, you can't kick 5 field goals and expect to beat a now 10-2 Minnesota Vikings team in Minnesota. So You can't kick field goals and win in the NFL. You got to score touchdowns. And the thing about the Cardinals were, at one point a few weeks ago, they were 16 for 16 in goal-to-go situations, and they just couldn't pull it off. 10 penalties, an intentional grounding, 2 interceptions. I mean, you can't play like that. And you have to ask yourself, was there a bit of a regression from Kyler? I know his quarterback rating was solid, but man, that was a tough outing for him yesterday.
Coach, first and goal from the 5. First and goal from the 5.
Yeah.
And they settle for a field goal.
When you get a false start.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a false start, then you get intentional grounding. You got second and 20 from the 25-yard line or something. So it's ridiculous. Second and goal from the 20. Stupid.
All right, Coach, last question. With at least 2 of the big 3 back playing with the Suns, should allow them to start moving back up in the standings. Fact or fooey?
Yusuf Nurkic is out now with an injury, right? Bradley Beal's hurt again. Bradley Beal's his best plus minus has been with backups coming off the bench, not with the starters. It's too early to talk Suns, guys. I'm so excited about ASU and see what this Cardinals team's going to do. You're bringing up the Suns right now. They're 11-8 on the season. They're in 7th place in the West. A fact. I mean, they'll be better with 2 of the big 3. But is anybody really focusing on that right now with ASU going to the Big 12 championship? You know, and a must-win for the Cardinals at home this week against the Seahawks in the NFC West. I mean, there's a lot of basketball left to play, and so I think for me, I'm excited for the Suns team if they can get healthy. I like the new coach. I like where they're headed. I like what Matt Ishbia is doing with the team. But I'm just so solely focused on football right now with where we're at. It's just too exciting for me.
So, Coach, you headed out, Thursday, Friday to Dallas for the big game, and then what's going to kind of be the gist for the week and the weekend for you?
Yeah, Friday morning we take off early flight, which, get up early, like early morning, like 3-4 in the morning.
Why? I mean, the ABC 15 jet, the KNXB jet, I mean, it sits there. Why do you got to leave so early?
You know what's funny is I got off the
3
phone with one of Santan Ford's guys earlier this morning. He said he's trying to convince Rock to get you guys down there to do your show on Friday. So,
yeah, it's not going to happen.
He's working on that too.
Nah, we were
not going to happen.
Nah, we were having plans. I can't make it work. Only Jimmy B, and we were just going to put him in the booster chair and put him, hide him in your suitcase. I mean, Jimmy B could go with you.
He can fold up very easily.
We were trying to make that work. It's just as you know, it's tough to put stuff together last minute, especially a broadcast. You know,
it is.
So,
no, it really is. We're going down there. I know they're trying to put together some fan rallies. You know, at Texas Live right by the stadium there, which should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can be in the middle of that. So I'm looking forward to being there and having some fun with some ASU fans and celebrating where they're at. It'll be fun.
Should do is just have Fooey and Jimmy do the show.
There you go.
See, Jimmy already invited his girl to go, and I'm like, that's not what this trip is.
Wow.
This is a business trip. You go with even though she's a cyclone.
Yes, she is.
Here's the thing: Jimmy wanted to use Santan's dollar to invite his girl to root for the opposing team.
Yep. Yeah, how's that work?
Put 2 and 2 together, Jimmy?
I never said that.
Oh, you don't have to say it. It was very loud and clear.
I knew exactly what you were doing.
Broncos, you bringing your gal?
Oh, yeah. She went to Iowa State.
Oh,
that'll go over really well.
Never said that.
He's a sponsor. That's like being sponsored by Coors Light, but drinking, Bud Light.
That's right.
Come
exactly.
on.
Wait, didn't that happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I invited my wife to a couple of. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I invited my wife a number of years ago to go on some of these trips. She went on a couple, and after she goes, "I'm not going. All you do is work all day long."
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
That's what we do.
By myself? No.
Fooey, have a great week.
So, yeah, it'll be a fun week.
Maybe we can track you down on Friday and get the pulse if you're, find out what's going on. So maybe we can get a little Fooey on Friday. So it'll be cool. All right, buddy. Thanks, man. As always,
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. That's Craig Fooey,
Yep.
ABC 15. Of course, he just told us he's heading to Dallas to cover the Sun Devils. So make sure you check in ABC 15 all week on that. Our G2G Protein Bar Game Changers. We'll get into that next. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B from the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo.
Behold. You're clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals will try to shake off Sunday's loss to Minnesota and get back into the NFC West race. Arizona hosts first-place Seattle this week. Arizona State gained 2 spots in this week's college football coaches poll to 13th ahead of this week's Big 12 title game against Iowa State. Week 13 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with an AFC showdown between the Broncos and Browns in the Mile High City. The WNBA will begin its 2025 season on May 16th, highlighted by expansion franchise Golden State hosting Los Angeles. The Phoenix Mercury open the next day, hosting Seattle. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2Gbar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Looking to beat the heat year-round? The House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has you covered. Whether you need a stylish bay window awning for your breakfast nook, a cool shade sail for your home or business, or a retractable awning for your patio, we have it all. For over 40 years, we've been Arizona's #1 rated shade experts, family-owned and dedicated to making shady deals in the Valley. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com to explore our wide range of quality products, or just call 623-232-9334. Stay cool, stay stylish with the House of Canvas.
Attention Nebraska and Arizona fans. Catch every thrilling game at Arena Sports Grill, your official watch party destination. Enjoy great food, drinks, and the ultimate game day atmosphere with fellow fans. Don't miss a single play. Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale.
At the Home Depot, the holidays have arrived.
And so is all my family. So I'm working on keeping up with the laundry.
The Home Depot is here to help with Black Friday savings up to 40% off select appliances. Spend less time doing laundry with smart, efficient appliances from Samsung, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction.
Perfect. Less laundry time means more family time.
Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances at the Home Depot. Visit jdpower.com/awards for more details. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
On your free iHeartRadio app.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount.
Could we do the outro after this segment?
RV, boat, bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Mics are hot.
All right, let's get to our G2G Protein Bar Game Changers from the weekend. Of course, we do it every Monday. And by the way, G2G Protein Bars are available at Costco in the refrigerated section. And if you have not tried a G2G protein bar, you need to. They're great for lunch or a snack or for me, before my workout. They're perfect. Get some solid protein and healthy fats in my diet.
Why are you laughing when you said your workout?
Dude, I'll show you my card. I'm outside, which it's fresh. It's never even been zapped. Dumbass. I tried my New Year's resolution like 2 months ago. Yeah, let me join.
Yeah.
New one opened up in my house. Yeah. It's got a cold plunge. It's got everything.
But you're good to go when you're ready, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
It's there.
Ready to go. I got a locker.
Jimmy, he's ready.
He's ready.
Ready to go. All right, let's start my game changer off with this little soundbite real quick, and then I'm going to give you some interesting numbers. And it's the Georgia Tech game.
Frazier straight ahead and straight in. Oh, it's great in 8. Georgia wins it.
I think it's for both teams. I'm going to give it to them. To go 8 overtimes in that one, Georgia gets by as 0. Georgia had 0 first half points for the first time since the Kentucky game in 2019. How about 5? Carson Beck tied a career high, tied a school record with 5 touchdown passes. How about 7? Georgia has now won 7 straight against Georgia Tech. How about 8? 8 overtimes, second longest overtime game in FBS history. Overtimes have been going on since 1996, and this game only trailed Illinois Penn State for 9 overtimes in 2021. And then how about for the 7th time in 9 seasons, the Bulldogs have reached at least 10 win marks, and they have now won 72 games over Georgia Tech. That's the most wins by Georgia over anybody else, any other opponent, 72. So with that, I'm giving Georgia and Georgia Tech my G2G Protein Bar award for this Monday, December 2nd.
All right, my G2G Protein Bar game changer. We're going to go back to Tucson on Saturday. Here's his 3 touchdowns.
Scadaboo out of the Wildcat, and he will get it directly and walk in for a touchdown.
Personnel group taking advantage of it today. Tough, rugged runner. Scadaboo will keep it, and he will.
Clip ends, 10 seconds.
Thunder! Scadaboo. Goodness gracious. A ramrod into the end zone.
Yeah, the wild scat was working very well for the Sun Devil Nation. And Cam Scadaboo, 21 carries, 177 yards on the day with the 3 touchdowns, averaging close to 9 yards per carry in that 49-7 win over U of A. Gotta love the wild scat. Gotta love his offensive line. I'm gonna give a little game changer on offensive line. I'm gonna give them a couple of packs of some G2G protein bars as well. But Cam Scadaboo, the
come in
consistency.
boxes. They don't come in packs.
Well, boxes, boxes, packs,
like
whatever.
Gum. It's not gum. It's
I know what it is. It's boxes.
It's a protein bar, and it's refrigerated. It wouldn't be in a pack.
I'm going to give them the G2G protein bar duel of the day in that game. So Cam Scadaboo in the offensive line for your ASU Sun Devils.
All right, my G2G bar, and it comes in boxes.
Jimmy.
Thank you, brother.
You're catching on.
Jimmy had no idea, but that's okay, Jimmy.
I had no clue. So here we go with a do-si-do and an Alaman left with your left hand. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills take care of the San Francisco 49ers, and an incredible play that takes place by the end zone. Thank you to NBC.
Percent of the targets to Shakir completed. This is behind Cooper, who brought it in.
Clip ends in 10.
Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in? No! Spectacular touchdown!
It's an amazing play for Josh Allen, who now is indeed the front runner for the MVP in the National Football League. Manuch and I had a quick conversation prior to the show. I asked him about Saquon Barkley with the Philadelphia Eagles. He said most likely the QB would get elevated to that top spot and not the running back. But then I'm telling you, whatever Josh Allen
he's bound
does,
and determined, fellas.
He is.
He's carrying that chip on his
carrying
shoulder.
He is.
He is like, I mean, to watch him play in that game and throw and have that acumen about him, you could tell he's like, get on, folks. I'm going to carry this team. He wants to carry him to the Super Bowl, just get back to the AFC Conference Championship. But you can see he's bound and determined from that standpoint, as is that entire team when you watch him in last night's game.
So Josh Allen, QB of the Buffalo Bills, my G2G protein bar, game changer.
Again, available at Costco in the refrigerated section. So good stuff there. So if you're looking for a great way to get some solid protein, healthy fats in your diet, check them out in the refrigerated section at Costco, or go to g2gbar.com. Get one today, g2gbar.com. So good stuff there. By the way, you have a chance to win $9,100 here at the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, Chandler. Each week, 20 contestants, lucky contestants, get an opportunity to roll the big jumbo dice for the grand prize. If you roll Fox 910, you win $9,100. If you roll Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and our little caricatures, you'll win a big screen TV. So good stuff there. And we are going to give you an opportunity to challenge Tim Hovick from Santan Ford as we will do our Monday night picks. Of course, it's the Browns and Broncos tonight. They are playing in Denver. Kickoff 6:15.
3.
Browns having a little rough season so far.
Well, I think Jameis Winston's a little bit of hope for them.
Yeah, he has.
I think
a little
spark
to this team.
They're moving the football down the field. What a novel concept that is.
Yes.
And then Bo Nix. I mean, look at that. Were they 8-5 now?
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos
in the playoffs.
In the on the heels of the Kansas City Chiefs, who just continue to find ways to win.
It's amazing.
I mean, fumbled botch snap you recovered to prevent a game-winning field goal by the Raiders, first and foremost. But yeah, I think that Bo Nix is playing the best for any rookie quarterback out there, as opposed to some of the other quarterbacks as well, playing very, very well. Sean Payton is doing a great job with him. His receiving core, the defense has really come alive. So I would think that the Broncos would beat this Browns team. But Jameis Winston gives a little better shot than anybody that's on that team.
All right, coming up, we need a contestant to challenge Tim Hovich from Santan Ford. All right, we're going to need your prediction for the Monday night game between the Browns and Broncos tonight. As I
break whenever.
So we'll need you to give us the winner and the score. So give that to Brandon at 602-260-9191. Fifth caller, you're in for a $25 gift card from the Trophy Bar here at Downtown Ocotillo. So we'll talk to him about ASU heading to the Big 12 Championship and the Cardinals' loss yesterday. Tim Hovich next on Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's up, guys?
You're clear.
Jason, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. # sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Hey, Arizona, it's Mike Wilbon. I've been around sports professionally and personally for a long, long time. And whether you're on a court, in the gym, or just navigating a tough day, you need to stay hydrated. That's where Cocoa 5 comes in. Cocoa 5 isn't your average sports drink, packed with the electrolytes your body craves, but without the artificial junk you don't need. Available at your favorite stores, Cocoa 5, active hydration. Stay hydrated, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with
Yeah. We're gonna be ready to go in 3 minutes, but I got your note. Yeah, you got a lot of time.
In the highlands of Jalisco, their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process.
I got you.
Without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Looking for the ultimate spot to watch football with fellow Ohioans in Phoenix? It's Upper Crust Pizza and Wine Bar. Enjoy great pizza, cold drinks, and cheer them on all season long at Upper Crust. Located at the 101 and Cave Creek Road.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
a lot of company,
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you've
got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
This is the famous footwear that everyone has on their holiday.
We're sounding all good, gentlemen. We're sounding all good.
Famous. Whether you're searching for their favorite character shoes or the hottest sneakers, slippers, and boots, Famous Footwear has the newest styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, Timberland, and more. Unwrap Famous today and make everyone's holidays merry with buy one, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
We are Santan Ford. Now to break down tonight's Monday night game and give his lock is owner and operator of Santan Ford in Gilbert, Tim Hovig.
Mics are hot, gentlemen. Mics are hot.
With Jimmy B tonight for another Monday night game at the Trophy Bar and your chance to roll the dice for $9,100. Now, Tim Hovig on Fox Sports 910.
All right, Tim joins us here on location at the Trophy Bar for tonight's Monday night game between the Denver Broncos as they host the Cleveland Browns. We got any snow in Denver today, maybe?
Maybe.
Kind of nice.
I think it's going to be really cold. There's a cold wave coming down through. But I don't think any snow as of reported by
No
now.
snow?
Not like Buffalo last night.
No, not like
All right,
Temperatures 40 degrees.
You want to get the good or the bad early? What do you want to start with? You want to start with Cardinals and just get it that
Yeah, let's
quickly?
get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. So they beat themselves. I think we'd agreed on. They could, they were up in that game for the most part, and they just got to get some touchdowns. Right? Just can't win by field goals. But what's the biggest positive that you at least take away, if you do at all?
Well, I mean, they had a 13-point lead over a team that's one of the best teams in the league this year on the road. And, I mean, Minnesota, Flores does a heck of a job with their defense. And, heck, they held us to a bunch of field goals. You could kind of feel it. I think they showed a stat somewhere in the third quarter. We had, 260 yards, and they had like 70, and we were up 6 points. And you've seen that movie too many times. Pro sports, it doesn't ever end well. You get away with it once in a while at home, but on the road, it just always seems to haunt you.
And there's always those two drives in a game, and those last two that they had, the touchdown to Jefferson, the last one to Jones, who had fumbled twice. But I think to your point, Tim, you've got to score touchdowns in the National Football League when you're in the red zone. I mean, you're going to get those tough games. You're going to get mixing a field goal. But this team, I would think, the formula's kind of been found out what Drew Petzke's doing in the red zone. And it's a copycat league, and a lot of teams are figuring out what he's been doing, and they're stopping this Cardinals team from scoring in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the offense, and it seems like it's the old, let's take what they give us.
Yeah.
And at some point, you got to be good enough to give them what you're good at.
Sure. Attack them.
And it seems like we just kind of, okay, well, that's what they do, so we'll do this. Well, they kind of steer us. And where I really thought, you always think at the end of the game, but where I really thought it changed was we got that first fumble, and it was on the 19-yard line. And when you get a turnover inside the red zone, and then you don't get any points from it,
no points.
That just kind of changes everybody's mentality. And I felt like from that point on, even though we played well and we kind of kept going and so forth and so on, you always, like I said, you always know something's going to come back to haunt you. And that's the possession that if they said, hey, if we could have one over, that's the one. First down on the 19, and we don't score points.
One of the things that I found interesting in that game was the play of Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold. And it appeared that he had gone back to being what everybody thought Sam Darnold was until you got where the game was on the line. And then he played like Sam Darnold, the guy that we saw the first 7-8 games of this season. So how did he make that recovery in your estimation, Tim? Was the defense doing something different that gave him more time to throw the football to receivers that were running free? How did you see it then?
I think you're on to something. Sam Darnold.
Whoa. Don't ever say Timmy's on to something.
Well, I meant he was on something.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Not on to something.
So that makes sense.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But, I think Sam Darnold to me is like an enigma because I was a huge Sam Darnold guy. When he was coming out of USC, I said, this guy's got it. He goes number one in the draft. And, tough, like a lot of the guys that go number one, right? You go to a tough team, tough situation, goes to Carolina. I can remember after 3 or 4 games in Carolina, they had him on the pregame show, and he was we found him, and he's got it all figured out. 3 weeks later, he was benched. And he goes to the Vikings, and you're like, boy, Minnesota's in a tough spot. You're going to have to start Sam Darnold. He comes out. He looks amazing. Then he's struggled a little bit the last couple of games.
Right.
But they've won.
They
have
won. They're a good team.
Yeah, they won those games.
Minnesota's a good team. But Sam Darnold, he's a he's sort of a poster child for NFL sort of up and down.
Let me tell you what helps in a game when you have a game. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison,
That
and
helps.
T.J. Hawkinson, and a coach that knows how to handle him and get him to be his best, because he made some throws on both those drives we're talking about. Were big boy throws. We're tough throws. He made them. And on top of that, you look at Kevin O'Connell adjusting to what the defense was doing.
All right, we got to move on. Sorry, that was too much time. We got to give some time to the potential Big 12 champions in Arizona State.
Go Devils.
So I thought you weren't going to be here. I thought you were going to be in Madrid, and then you were going to fly in the private jet. The Santan jet would drop you off in Dallas there at the Metroplex and then get the whole ball rolling. So how excited are you? I mean, is it real? I mean, you're a diehard. I mean,
it seems like
real.
It seems like it's real today. For a few hours afterwards, I wasn't too sure. You know, many of us long-term Sun Devils, we kind of whispered to each other before that game in Tucson Saturday, leading up to it. We've seen, unfortunately, we've seen the movie a few times, and where we had an awful lot to play for and weren't able to take care of business. And so for us to go down there, and we were talking about it off the air a little bit ago, you know, the critical thing, you never want to give that underdog a lot of hope and let them hang around. And I thought
like
that
Michigan,
was
Ohio State.
bingo.
Yes, yep.
You know, those, especially in those rivalry games. So to come out, make a statement, really kind of take the heart out of University of Arizona down there. That was fantastic. I mean, it was
over in the first quarter.
I mean, it's like when you're on like a really good ride at Disneyland, and you come pull and you say, "Hey, can we take another lap?" I mean, I was like, "Could there be a fifth quarter? Could we just keep playing? This is really fun."
But I saw on the broadcast you were on the sideline with the flag, right? You gave the flag. You had the flag already.
You were trying to plant it.
You ready to give the flag to the players?
No, I told you guys
He wouldn't aid in a bet like that at all.
He doesn't go down to Tucson.
I do not go down for that game. I made a commitment to the Tucson authorities that I would not.
I remember that.
I haven't been in 40 years, and we're going to stay loyal to that.
So ASU has been the underdog all year, right? We going in. Now they're the favorites in this game against Iowa State. 2.5, I believe, is what I saw.
That's what I saw.
So what advice, if you had, if they said, hey, we want you to talk to the kids before this game, because this is a different mentality being the favorite.
Well, I think it's easier, when you're the hunter, not the one that's being hunted. And now all of a sudden we switch roles. I will say that, not that any of us on this station would pay any attention to odds and point spreads.
No. By the way, we're going to need your pick here.
But I do feel really good that the money has moved the line another point. It opened at 1.5. It's to 2.5. So some smart people. That doesn't always mean anything, but I'd rather have that than the other. And I think we're going to go down there and play well. I think Coach Dillingham. It's a quick side story. I got a text from him yesterday morning, and I was actually going to stop by here and have a warm glass of milk in the morning before the NFL games.
Yeah.
And I got a text from him saying, "Hey, if you're going to stop by the Trophy Bar, I'm on my way." And sure enough, he walked in the door, and right as I got here, and he had the Territorial Cup with him.
Nice.
And he walked around,
serious?
and he showed everybody, and he was so pumped so proud to bring it back. He made a slight joke that it looked a little tarnished because it'd been down in Tucson for 2 years. But I said we are going to shine that thing up and keep it up here for quite some time. So it was a fantastic morning yesterday, and Coach was obviously excited, and we're all going. We are going. I'm leaving Thursday. I know a lot of people are leaving either Thursday or Friday. We're going to be down, and we're staying at a hotel, Lowe's Live, which is right by Cowboy Stadium. And there's an area down there. It's a little bit like Westgate out by our Cardinal Stadium called Texas Live. Yeah. And it's really cool. I've been fortunate enough to be there one other time. And it is going to be Sun Devil Nation headquarters. So anybody that's out there that's going to go down to Dallas and is like, okay, well, where do I go? Where do I go find people? Texas Live. It'll be rocking Thursday night, all day Friday, and then the tailgate party We'll be there starting at 8 a.m. for a local 11 a.m. kickoff. So it's going to be fantastic.
Are you leading all of the excitement? Will it be the Tim Hovig show? You waving the flag?
You got the MC. Are you the MC?
Yeah.
You the DJ?
You know,
are you the DJ?
This is one of those where I'm kind of thinking maybe need to possibly pace myself a little bit. I could find myself a little bit overly exuberant. So I'm gonna try and kind of slow walk that. Now, how will that work? We're not sure.
You a little out of training there, Tim?
I'm a little out of training.
No,
for these 3 days.
No way. I mean, what you have endured over the last
Go
month
for it.
with the Schwab Cup and the NASCAR. I mean, you've had the appetizer. Now you're ready to take it over the top.
Yeah, this is the main course.
Yeah, this is the main course.
This is the one we're waiting for. And and I kind of did the math all day today, talking to a lot of people. Everybody talks about us jumping possibly Boise State, but I think there's another one that's out of there, and that is if Clemson beats SMU.
Yeah,
we jump that too, because it's the highest 4 ranked conference champions.
Yep.
Clemson losing last week dropped them significantly behind ASU. If we win, if Clemson were to win and or either UNLV beat Boise State or Boise State won but wasn't impressive enough, I think we've got 2 different ways that we could move up. And I mean, nobody'd want to have a bye and then play in the Fiesta Bowl, would we? I mean, maybe.
Listen to this guy.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody needs tickets, I'm on the Fiesta Bowl committee.
Yeah, there you go.
Call me now.
Hit me up.
All right, real quick. John from Gilbert is going with the Browns 21-20. Wow.
2
in Denver.
In Denver.
Wow.
With
Now
Jameis.
That
That throw you off a little?
That is an internal optimist.
He's obviously from Cleveland, or
so Bo Nix. I looked. He's 24 years old. I think he's older than about half of the players in the league, and he's a rookie. He played so much college ball. He seems like he's really hitting his stride. I like the Broncos a lot tonight, and I think the Broncos run away with this thing. I mean, I'm thinking Broncos kind of a 27-13 sort of thing. I don't think this is going to be close.
And you talk about Bo Nix. He came out, I think, is the most NFL-prepared quarterback. To your point, he's got over 60-some games he played in. A little older than most guys, but he has showed the poise. And then having Sean Payton as his quarterback coach / head coach has helped that immensely. But he's got some weapons. But he's looked very good as far as handling the ball is concerned.
I think we need to call it like it is. We know the theme of this show right now today. And let's not forget, his entire career turned around when Kenny Dillingham was his offensive coordinator at Auburn and at Oregon. He was his offensive coordinator at 2 different schools. Clearly, Mr. Nix thought a lot of our coach. He followed him to Oregon. So this is a Kenny Dillingham moment once again.
And hopefully Sam Levitt's taking notes that he needs to stay with Kenny.
Exactly.
Stay with Kenny.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
30.
Everybody talks about Scadaboo and the Heisman. We know that's not going to happen. Sam Levitt
next year
or the year after.
Okay.
I think you have to have a campaign. Let's
Start
start
it now.
Let's start the Sam Levitt
15.
Heisman campaign.
That's Tim Hovick, Santan Ford. Of course, also here at the Trophy Bar. We'll come back.
10.
We got Rudy Carpenter. We'll talk to him about the Territorial Cup and the Big 12 Championship. And Frank Sanders.
5.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch.
You're clear.
Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Looking for the ultimate hangout? Welcome to the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, where epic sports, stunning cars, and ice-cold drinks meet fabulous food and specialty cocktails.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm taking you guys off cue right now.
For everyone. Guys love our 34K TV.
Okay, levels are being reached. All good if you're good. No problem.
5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open, and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
The PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get cashback offers in the app, and when you use the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
I got a line.
He got a line.
She got a line. We got 4 lines. Cricket Nation, cue finger guns, really easy, super stress-free. 5G so fast, like blazing fast. Games and memes, you'll have a blast. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. You can get fast 5G across 4 lines. As we discuss, take it from us. We 4 are 1 Cricket Nation.
And only $25 a line. Welcome to more lines. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G requires a compatible device. It is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
I was a 10-year-old boy holding the flashlight for my dad while he worked on an air conditioner for a customer. His name was Duncan Goodrich. He didn't talk much, but there's a certain kind of magic that happens when a son holds the flashlight for his father. I held it steady and quiet, and Dad talked to me while he worked. He said, when a person needs help, you respond right away, not when it's convenient for you. He said, always do the right thing. Always do what's right. And he said, the Get-A-Lion horse is a magnificent machine. Nothing else even comes close. That was the first night I held the flashlight for my dad, but it wouldn't be the last. At Dad's funeral, I realized that every time he handed me that flashlight, he was passing the torch. And my dad believed in Gettle air conditioners, so I bought the company. Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell. You can count on us to respond right away and do the right thing always. No one knows air conditioning and plumbing like Gettle.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The ASU men's basketball team is back on their home floor tomorrow night, hosting San Diego. The Sun Devils have won 5 in a row following wins over New Mexico and St. Mary's last week in Palm Springs. The Suns wrap up their 6-game homestand tomorrow against Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs. It's also their final NBA Cup group game, with the Suns currently tied with the Spurs and Thunder atop the Western Conference's Group B standings at 2-1. Week 13 of the NFL wraps up tonight with Monday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Overnight, our low temperature falling to 54 degrees. We've got a nice but warmer than average outlook for our Tuesday. The high temperature getting up to 80 degrees. Again, we're looking at a mostly sunny sky and dry conditions with light winds across the state. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm meteorologist Crystal Ortiz.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. And is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602.
Mics are hot.
1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
We hope you had a great weekend. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B with you today here, hour number 3 of the show out here at the Trophy Bar in Chandler. We just had Tim Hovick on the program talking about the fact that, there are a couple scenarios where ASU would get a bye and could host either Boise State, whoever it is, Penn State or whomever it may be, and host it in the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale. And what that means to the economical impact, which I think some people would say just right on the surface, wow, you're not going to have people here for 3 days spending money, going to the restaurants and all that. It's just going to be a business trip for the team that's hosting it. And then the team that comes in, if it's Boise State, they'll travel possibly.
They do travel.
And that's an easier travel Boise State. You could drive that if you had to. I don't know how far that is. 12 hours maybe,
Probably.
or 10 hours. I don't know. But I'm anxious to see how it all turns out because, if you are one of those teams that's going to play that second week, those flights, I mean, look how expensive these flights are just to go to the Big 12 Championship. Southwest is $650, $750 on Southwest, of all airlines. So we need Spirit or somebody,
Spirit's winding down. Yeah. You might get a hell of a discount with Spirit now.
You might not get there either.
But, when it comes to bowls, I mean, it's about, I'm biased because I'm a bowl guy, but, you're the economical impact, the money that you are raising for the teachers here, at least for the Fiesta Bowl and Rate Bowl, is a big deal. And I know a lot of people that are on our committee are Sun Devil grads, and of course they want the Sun Devils. But I think there are some business folks, bean counters, saying, "Wow, this could be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million,
guys,
$4 million swing,
once in a million thing." And this is a very
no one cares.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1 in a million thing. So if that happens, if the economy, I don't ever think it's gonna suck having the team whomever come in. But this is like 1 in a million, literally, to have ASU win the championship, get a bye, and take on an opponent at
I would say
State
it's
Farm.
1 in a million because the Fiesta Bowl's around because of ASU.
No, but what are the odds it's ASU playing against somebody in a playoff format when you look at all the parity in college football, you look at all the things that are going on.
But next year we have the semifinal. This is the quarterfinal. They could be next year too.
Well, they could, but
it
I'm
could
just
happen. So I wouldn't say 1 in a million.
The odds are pretty.
Chances are pretty good, actually.
I think the chances are against them to have the scenario they're in right now, to have an exact scenario for them to come in, whether it's a quarterfinal, semifinal for Arizona State. Hopefully they keep the majority of their guys, and they're right up there in the playoffs next year. But to have that kind of format is basically catching lightning in a bottle, which may not happen again, is what I'm trying to say. It's very rare that would happen. And then next year could be, say, Penn State taking on USC, and you get Penn State travels, USC, whatever it is. It's very rare.
And I think, there are a lot of people out there that I think, don't care about economical impact, don't care about television ratings. And I understand that completely. Just because the Thanksgiving game between the Giants and the Cowboys did 37 million views.
Two lousy
viewers.
teams.
I mean, what do we care? It doesn't affect our day-to-day.
No.
And the economic impact probably doesn't affect us day-to-day, especially a city like this. Now, if this is the Potato Bowl in Boise, I bet having a home team maybe would suck. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just those are some of the chances. Still, it's going to be an impact on the economy one way or the other, whoever comes in here. As it has been over the years, the teams that come in. It's sold out. People come in from all over. It's one of the top bowl games by any of the coaches or players you talk about. There are fans that come into Phoenix, Arizona, Glendale, Tempe, Scottsdale that love coming here and are going to spend the money no matter what. So if it's the Sun Devils, that's awesome. I get it. But there'll be a lot of activities.
I don't know if I agree with that. People aren't just coming to go to the Fiesta Bowl. They're coming to the Fiesta Bowl if it's the team they want to watch.
Yeah, but I get that. But they're coming from different states as well. Not only just from Ohio, if it's Ohio State. They're coming
but you lose that if it's Arizona State.
Well, there'll be a lot of people from California, Texas that'll come in to watch this game from other states.
That part I could see.
I thought I saw there were like 22,000. I saw it on the news last night. Over 22,000 alums that live in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so
ASU is number 2 behind Minnesota or Ohio State when it comes to student enrollment. I mean, of course, there's alum everywhere.
And there's huge. You talk about Texas, I talk about California.
Yep.
I mean, you talk about if they're going to a playoff game and they beat Iowa State and they got a bye and they play, there will be a plethora, I'm telling you, huge contingency of alumni, not only here locally, but coming from all over the place to support the Devils. I mean, like I said, this could be a 1 in a million or 1 in whatever, 100,000, whatever it is. It could be a very first, maybe the last. You'd hopefully see more of it.
I'm curious how the ticket prices will swing. We saw the swing with BYU.
Yes,
I've never seen ticket prices
over
that
$300 just to get in.
I haven't seen that ever in the 30+ years I've been here.
I'd agree with that.
And what it would mean if ASU is hosting a quarterfinal game, and what the ticket demand would be. If it's Boise State,
I would agree with that.
Penn State or somebody like that, okay. Penn State's played some awesome bowl games
Indiana.
here.
Well,
I don't think Indiana would be good at all.
I don't think Indiana
would suck.
You look at a marquee program a year after year, like a Penn State or Ohio State, whoever. Indiana's a great anomaly. It's a great story. I get it.
Yeah.
But would you get that many people traveling to from Indiana or alumnus in the area? Not quite the contingency you'd have from some of the Penn States of the world or Ohio State.
But like we said, we're talking about predictions right now. And right now, we talked about Tennessee, Ohio State would play Oregon, who's waiting. And then Boise State could be playing the winner of Penn State, Arizona State. And on the other side, Georgia, Indiana would play Texas, Notre Dame, South Carolina, SMU. That's one way to look at it. That's pretty close, I would say.
Yeah.
But you throw out, say if Boise State loses
to UNLV,
which could happen.
UNLV's
doing
good.
some pretty good things.
They are.
I don't see SMU, or maybe what if Texas loses again? Or
they could. Georgia beat them once already.
Exactly. It's hard to do that, but if that happens,
yeah,
does Texas fall down, and then all of a sudden we could get a Texas playing Arizona State?
That's the fun of it. That's why they got the 12
I just hope
teams.
They got to be geographically. They got to be smart geographically when it comes to being able to travel to these big bowl games.
Okay, I agree
because
with that.
there's not a lot of time between to book flights.
But isn't the sequence already set, Rock, with the scenarios that you just went over? That's all set. So that's going to take care of itself. Devil may care wherever that team's playing, who's going to come in. And the thing is, will you have enough time to make your arrangements? I'm sure for the host team, we'll get on that right away to get hotels.
Well, that part's already booked. That's stuff. It's the teams. There's no problems with
but
that.
I think
it's a business trip for them.
I
want to take advantage of this new playoff system. One of the things that I kind of reserve judgment right now and see how it works. But I do think the games being so close together, that's kind of sucks for the fan base.
Well, but that's the way it's laid out. If you want to have 12 teams, everybody's wanted 12 teams in a playoff. That's just, there's the good and the bad of it, right? So I think that, okay, that's the way it is. If your team goes all the way, then you're going to have to fork out a few more bucks to go wherever.
And by the way, the national championship is January 20th.
Yes.
That's the latest it's ever been.
Yeah.
And then a week later, you get ready for the Super Bowl.
Love it. Let's go.
Man.
Well,
anyway.
hey, get what you get what you paid for.
Unfortunate, our friends up north, NAU, got shut out in their playoff game in FCS. Abilene Christian took them down 24-0 and that was that. But hey, take nothing away. The Lumberjacks, they had a good year, got to the playoff. Not easy to do, and they did. New head coach, all these new bodies up there,
revamped players,
turnover, and give them a lot of credit for being able to turn things around. Hopefully, things are good. Hey, I wish. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I wish U of A had a better year. It's good for the state.
I agree
when all
with
the
that.
teams are having success.
And the athletic director did give him a seal of approval that Brett Brennan is coming back.
He should.
Yeah,
he didn't hire him, so
and I think that's the fair thing. Everybody was kind of like, what are we going to do? He's your coach. Let him do his thing. Let him get his recruits.
Been there 1 year.
Let him get his people to come in there. If he could turn San Jose State around the way that he did, he could turn anybody around, is what she's done.
Well, what are the expectations of San Jose State?
But Rock, that place was downtrodden. He got them back to respectable.
When has it ever been up?
We got him to a bowl.
When have they ever been anybody?
For years, they've
always just been San Jose State.
Rock,
come on.
And they're rebuilding some of the things. Their stadium was scruffaluppless for a couple of years.
Years forever.
Yeah, but they're rebuilding. They've been rebuilding.
Yes.
And for him to get student athletes there to be as proficient as they were, for him the last couple of years to get that team back to respectable. They're very respectable this year as too. Was a feat in itself, and he's part of the Rich Tomey legacy of coaches. They brought him back to try to restore that as well.
I mean, Dick Vermeil, he's the biggest name ever. To
1
come
minute.
Out of there.
Okay, but that was like
out of
40
San
years
Jose State.
Yeah,
50 years ago.
Steve DeBerg was the quarterback.
All right, that's 2.
But I mean, to be downtrodden, the way for his coach.
What do you mean downtrodden? They've never been up to trot. Yet. You make it sound like they were.
Well, what Brett Brennan, what he did at that school to get the type of recruits he got there to come and play there, in itself was half the
Did you
battle.
have some quarterbacks go there? Is that why you're?
No, I did have one quarterback.
You're really big at San Jose
He's reaching.
State.
No, let me tell you.
Even
I'll show you. Chuba Purdy was all set to go to San Jose State.
I remember that.
He was on a recruiting trip. That was the weekend that Coach left to go to Coach Fish went to go to Washington.
Yep, and Brennan got
So
hired.
Brennan was there recruiting Chuba Purdy that weekend, all set to go. Chuba Purdy gives him a verbal, says, "Hey, I'm coming to San Jose State. I love the offense. I like Coach Brennan, blah, blah, blah." So Monday comes along, Tuesday comes on the news that Coach Brennan's now going to U of A to be the head coach. Fortunately, Chuba Purdy didn't sign anything particular to say, what about all of us recruits now that you're leaving? So they already had quarterback in Fafita. So Chuba went on a recruiting trip to up to Nevada.
Right.
And like Nevada, and he said, guys, I gave you a verbal, didn't sign anything. So he ends up going to Nevada.
You know their mascot?
San Jose State.
Yeah, Spartans.
Did I ask you? Yeah, I was going there. I had it.
I thought
I can
You
see
always
this.
got to put your mouth.
up.
I know. Jesus.
All right,
Never
I'll take
mind.
it back.
We'll catch up with Rudy Carpenter next. It's Fox Sports 910.
Christmas music is
You're
now on our
clear.
sister station, 99.9 KEZ. Christmas music playing throughout the holidays on 99.9 KEZ. Set a button. Sponsored by JW Marriott Desert Ridge Resort and Spa.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
On westbound I-10 from 19th Avenue out to 67th Avenue, it's 8 extra minutes to your ride due to heavy traffic. Eastbounders on I-10, though, you're moving along up to speed for that same stretch. We look good on the 101 through Glendale. Also, the 202 in Chandler is moving along well. We do have a crash in Chandler on Gilbert, north of Queen Creek. Also, a wreck in Scottsdale on Frank Lloyd Wright and Via Linda. That's a look at your traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Shop Black Friday deals now at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you buy other select major appliances. Valid through 12/4 cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items. While supplies last, selection varies.
Looking for the ultimate hangout? Welcome to the Trophy Bar in downtown Ocotillo, where epic sports, stunning cars, and ice-cold drinks meet fabulous food and specialty cocktails. It's the spot for everyone. Guys love our 34K TVs, 16-foot video wall, and killer happy hour specials, while the ladies indulge in high-end decor and amazing cuisine. Join us for our thrilling nights. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Mondays, Coach Dillingham on Wednesdays, and Cards on Thursdays. Visit us at Price and Queen Creek Road in Chandler. The Trophy Bar, where the spoils go to the victors.
Seize the season at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade QI10 driver with 10K inertia. TaylorMade's most forgiving driver ever, now $100 off. And from Bushnell, save on the Tour V6 and Tour V6 Shift Series laser rangefinders. There's always gift cards in any amount for those special golfers on your list. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, proudly serving golfers since 1963 and home of the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's learning environments are designed for supportive networking and collaboration. With over 330 academic programs, GCU provides a path to help you fulfill your dreams. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Looking for the ultimate game day hangout? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint, Chandler's go-to sports bar. With over 30 big screens, you won't miss a single play of any game. Plus, we've just launched our all-new fall menu, packed with mouth-watering bites and exciting drink specials. We've got everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Bring your crew to BKD's Backyard Joint, located at 980 East Pecos Road in Chandler. That's BKD's Backyard Joint. Your backyard, your team, your bar. BKD'sBackyard.com.
Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Week 13 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with an AFC showdown between the Broncos and Browns in the Mile High City. The Cardinals will try to shake off Sunday's loss to Minnesota and get back into the NFC West race Arizona hosts first-place Seattle this week. Arizona State gained 2 spots in this week's college football coaches poll to 13th ahead of this week's Big 12 title game against Iowa State. I'm Seth Everett.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown! And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Scholarship offer out of high school. Sacramento State. Tyson. Here he goes. Another Sun Devil touchdown. This is a machine.
Well, the machine rushed for 177 yards, 3 touchdowns, that being Cam Scattaboo, as the Devils took care of the Cats 49-7 to capture the Territorial Cup and finish the regular season on a 5-game winning streak, and, of course, going to the Big 12 championship. And now Rudy Carpenter joins us. Rudy, it's been fun on Mondays talking to you, man. We got to keep the streak going, huh? I mean, this is a fun year with the Devils.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really incredible what they've been able to do, really all the way around. Kenny and Brian Ward and Marcus Arroyo and Charlie Regal and just that entire staff, they've done a great job with all of these guys. I mean, literally, I think you can look across the board at every single position group on offense and every single position group on defense and say that every single one of those groups has overachieved. And I mean, to me, that's a pretty incredible thing to think about when you think about it.
How do you keep it together and go on a little run for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and keep the staff together? Because you know how it works. A good offensive coordinator, defense coordinator gets picked up to get that head coaching job, and then the team takes a step back. How do you keep it together, Rudy?
Well, they've already did that. I mean, Kenny's under contract for a while, and they just re-signed the defensive coordinator to a new deal. They just re-signed the offensive coordinator, Marcus Arroyo, to a new deal. I think when you look at their contracts, both of those guys are making about $1 million a year. And as coordinators, that puts them up. I'm not sure if it's at the very top of the Big 12 as far as coordinator pay goes, but from what I know, it's in the top 2 or 3. So that's definitely a good start. It's definitely something that you want to be able to do, have your head coach locked up and have both of your coordinators locked up. And then you look at everybody else, guys like Charlie Regal, he's not a coordinator. You look at guys like Jason Mons and Sean Aguano. They're not coordinators, but those are all guys that have been long-time Arizona Valley guys. And those are guys that are looking around and probably scratching themselves, thinking not just a few years ago, they were the head coaches at Chandler High, Chaparral High, and Saguaro High. And now they're coaching a position at Arizona State. And it's rare. Those are all guys that have been able to coach football for a long time. And outside of Charlie Regal, really haven't had to move around. So if you're those guys, you look at it and you say, man, do I jump ship and go to some school I barely know with some coach that's maybe on the coaching hot seat for a couple more dollars? Or do I stay put? Do I keep my family put? Do I allow my kids to go to the schools they've been going to their whole life, live in the neighborhoods they've been living in their whole life, and coach right here? For Aguano and for Mons, this is a dream job for these guys. So that's one of the good things about having a coaching staff like ASU does, in the sense that these are all really homegrown guys who they want to be here. These are not guys who viewed ASU as a stepping stone job. And so that was really one of the boxes when you're checking off boxes on why you're going to hire somebody. That was one of the boxes of why you hired Kenny Dillingham. Kenny Dillingham will be happy making $3.5 to $5.5 million a year here at ASU for a very, very long time.
All right, let's flip the script on the players. We're just discussing the market of a Jordan Tyson or the market of a Sam Levitt or the market of whomever. Cam Scatterby wants to stay another year, what have you. How do you scratch that itch? How do you satisfy that? And unlike you, hopefully loyalty, like a Sam Levitt had a chance to play here. These guys have had a chance to play, but there'll be some maybe potential Godfather offers. What does the Sun Devil Nation or faithful, or even Kenny, have to do to scratch that itch and make sure these guys stick around?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. ASU doesn't have a crazy collective. The University of Arizona, I heard, got about $4 million in their collective, so it's not crazy there either. It's a tough question. I mean, when you look at it, what you're hoping is that those guys like Tyson, or especially a Sam Levitt or whoever, look at this and say, hey, I'm going to be able to survive. I'll have some NIL deals come through. They all have marketing agents now, so those marketing agents might find me something, and I'm sure Kenny's going to do everything he can with the collective to figure out a way to pay the top guys, and just understand that it's an unfair world, and guys like Sam Levitt and Cam Scatterby and Tyson are going to get paid a little bit more than everybody else, or they might be the only guys getting paid straight from the collective or the university, and that just is what it is. And hopefully these guys can maybe keep their eye on the prize, that the real money, the big money that you want, is in the NFL, and they are all situated at ASU right now to go on a possible 2 or a 3-year run where they can continue to play in Big 12 championship games, continue to push to get in the college football playoff, and ultimately that is what's going to get them to the real money of the NFL draft. So that's a big thing. And then, last part of it is hopefully Kenny can pull, a rabbit out of a hat and get some of these ASU donors to start ponying up some big checks. Everybody's always complaining about ASU, myself included. Everybody's always talking about ASU as a sleeping giant. But now there is actually a very real opportunity in college football for fans to directly impact wins and loss columns, and that is by literally writing checks. I mean, it's a crazy situation that this is the first time that fans can really, really, really impact the win-loss record by donating money.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, I don't know how much you know about Iowa State, but that is the opposition for ASU. They can put points on the board. Their defense is pretty solid. How do you see this matchup if you've had a chance to digest it a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. I think you're looking at teams, to be honest, that are, kind of similar. Rocco Becht is the quarterback at Iowa State. Good player. His dad played in the NFL for a while and is now a head coach in the UFL. And he's a football guy, and he's playing for Matt Campbell, who's a Mount Union guy who's used to winning. And Matt's done a great job at Iowa State. You got two, teams that weren't the sexy picks going into the year that are playing each other. And I think when you look at a really, really good, evenly matched game, I think this is going to be a very good matchup. You got two teams that are coached well, two teams that are executing at a high level right now. You got two quarterbacks that are both playing really, really well and to a certain extent carrying their teams. So, this game's going to come down to, what they always come down to, which is who wins the turnover battle, who wins the penalty battle, and who can hit enough big explosive plays to make a big difference. The thing that I'm just really, 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 really worried about, and if I was Kenny, I would just be sick to my stomach if this game comes down to a field goal or some type of kick, because right now ASU is just abysmal. And the fact that they're even able to get themselves into a championship game or possibly a playoff and they can't even kick a field goal is just terrible.
Somebody could transfer right now. That'd be kind of cool. Like a little transfer, you know.
Hit the portal.
Rudy, good stuff. Hopefully on Monday we'll talk about the Big 12 champs. That'd be kind of fun to talk about. So thanks for jumping on with us again today. Appreciate you.
See ya.
That's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Brought to you by All City Towing. They are hiring. Start the 2025 season off right with a new job. And how about doing that at All City Towing? You can just visit them online at allcitytowing.com. Search careers, All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Coming up next, former Cardinals receiver Frank Sanders will get his thoughts on the loss yesterday to the Vikings and what's ahead as the Seahawks will be in town. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B continues from the Trophy Bar in Downtown Ocotillo.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals will try to shake off Sunday's loss to Minnesota and get back into the NFC West race. Arizona hosts first-place Seattle this week. Arizona State gained 2 spots in this week's college football coaches poll to 13th ahead of this week's Big 12 title game against Iowa State. Week 13 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with an AFC showdown between the Broncos and Browns in the Mile High City. The WNBA will begin its 2025 season on May 16th, highlighted by expansion franchise Golden State hosting Los Angeles. The Phoenix Mercury open the next day, hosting Seattle. I'm Seth Everett on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Overnight, our low temperature falling to 54 degrees. We've got a nice but warmer than average outlook for our Tuesday. The high temperature getting up to 80 degrees. Again, we're looking at a mostly sunny sky and dry conditions with light winds across the state. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm meteorologist Crystal Ortiz.
This report is sponsored by PayPal.
This season, the PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get exclusive cashback offers in the app. And with the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Kick off the football season with Twin Peaks, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and Fox Sports 910 for our fantastic tailgating sweepstakes. Text PEAKS to 59925 for your chance to win a Traeger grill, Blackstone griddle, and more. No purchase necessary. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000
Yeah, Frank, on hold.
recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Craving tacos? Discover the Taco Spot, where mouth-watering, authentic Mexican flavors meet a modern twist. With 12 locations and more on the way, we're the local favorite. Visit TacoSpotAZ.com and follow us on social media. Come experience the tacos to Taco Bout, the Taco Spot.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's learning environments are designed for supportive networking and collaboration. With over 330 academic programs, GCU provides a path to help you fulfill your dreams. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot. If you're working on getting ready for company,
A lot of company.
make sure you're ready with Black Friday savings. Get up to 40% off select appliances plus up to an extra $1,000 off select kitchen appliances. Upgrade your kitchen with top brands like GE Profile and get sleek cutting-edge appliances to make sure you
Got hosting handled.
Yeah, you do. Get Black Friday savings now with free delivery and financing on select appliances this holiday at the Home Depot. Offer valid November 6th through December 4th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Elf Beauty.
The puck dropped on season 2 of the Professional Women's Hockey League with a pair of games on Saturday. The Toronto Scepters beat the Boston Fleet 3-1 behind the first jailbreak goal of the season from Sarah Nurse, a late power play goal from Hannah Miller, and an empty netter from Emma Malte. Then the Montreal Victoire defeated the Ottawa Charge 4-3, Canadian superstar Marie-Philippe Poulin scoring the shootout winner. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Need a full coverage hydrating concealer that lasts through your toughest workouts? Elf Cosmetics Hydrating Camo Concealer is long-lasting, full coverage, and crease-resistant with 25 shades. It conceals blemishes, brightens under eyes, and gives skin a boost of hydration, and it's only $7. Grab yours at elfcosmetics.com today.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught. Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 910.
3rd down and 4. Minute 3 to go in this half. Murray scans out of a tight pocket, delivers a strike.
10 seconds until the clip ends. Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Junior.
Yeah, now this is route running. This is a little more like where you're used to seeing him just being a big body, going across the middle. Does a great job catching that ball with his hands.
Opposed to catching it with his
chest.
Yeah, not hands.
Yeah, well, a lot of them like to trap it against their chest versus go out and attack the ball with your hands.
Come on, Frank. You're a former NFL wide receiver. I mean, if you're not using your hands, what are you using?
Whatever it takes to catch that ball and hold on to it to get a reception.
Okay. So,
that's it.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Hands, toes, ankle, feet, mask. It doesn't matter. Off another guy's body, off his booty, off the referee's chest. As long as you come down with it and you get a reception in there, like they say when it comes to your scorecard as a golfer, there's no pictures on the board, baby.
That's a good point. Very good point. That was Marvin Harrison Jr.'s 15-yard touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. Great ball from Kyler Murray in that one. Gave the Cardinals a 13-point lead. However, they surrendered that. What is it? What makes you frustrated today on a Monday after them giving up that lead?
You know what? This is everyone's been talking about Rock that it's just a disappointing loss, but it actually worse. It's worse than that. And I know the guys feel that in the locker room because I know they felt like, going on the road versus a good team is hard to pull away a victory. But to lose in the penalties that they were able to, that they had, they was 5 for 13 on 3rd down. They dominated in all of the stacks except those. And where they dominated in those, that's what cost them the loss. But I mean, to me, to watch the way that they've been playing, to put up the numbers they've been putting up, but to watch how they hurt themselves with penalties and then mess themselves up in the red zone and only can walk away with 3 points. That's not a good sign of your offense just being dominating. It's efficient, but not dominating. And to me, when I look at that, that's just that's not really the formula for winning. And I'm pretty sure it's not exactly what the guys want.
Frank, since the bye week, this team's really struggled, to your point, in the red zone. A lot of field goals, a lot of opportunities missed. Do you feel that that lack of, just put it this way, the stopping of continuity that they had prior to winning 4 games in a row, have a bye week, especially with a young team, they've lost some of that mojo, or do you just think that some of these teams are adjusting to them with their red zone offense?
I mean, it could be both of them actually. Teams do make adjustments. That's one of the best things about the NFL is that in the second half of the game or the second half of the season, once they realize exactly who they got on their team and how the coaches can coach this particular set of players, they know exactly what to do with those guys. But when you're in a situation like we've been in the last couple of weeks, we've just shot ourselves in the foot in the red zone. I mean, we're sitting in prime positions for scoring and giving Kyler a good opportunity, man, just to either run an RPO situation and keep the ball himself. But when you start backing up and walking away from the end zone, that's never a good thing when you're in the red zone. And the Cardinals have been doing that a lot, unfortunately, especially these last 2 weeks.
Well, especially the pressure. All of a sudden, this defense starts putting the pressure, start forcing them, to your point there, running right or left. But it doesn't hurt to see the adjustments on the offensive side by Minnesota when you got guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson to be the moves, or I should say the continuity they had on just 2 drives in that game to get that ball down the field and find those big playmakers.
No, I agree with you. That's a part of, watch the balance in this here. Our defense goes out and gets 5 sacks. They dominate this team technically. They only have 65 yards rushing and a little bit less than 200, a little bit over 200 yards passing. That's not a typical Vikings offense, but our defense went out and played hard and played really well. But to your point, Manuch, when you look at it, this is when the playmakers, they just wait. They get patient. They figure something's going to happen. Something's going to break. And then you start seeing guys making a couple of plays here or there, and then that becomes the punch in the stomach, right? Those are the guys that make the plays when you need them to make the plays. And those guys did that. And on the opposite end, our tight end, look at Trey. He's dominating, but no one else is really putting in that same kind of work or creating those same type of numbers that he's been doing the last couple of weeks.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Frank, my question now with the games that are remaining against teams that are in the same division, are they just going to now continue to stack the box to take away James Conner and take their chances against the Cardinals passing game?
You know what? It has. I think that's a double-edged sword, right? Because you just don't know who's going to show up. If our running game shows up and our line is pounding people with JC and Trey and those guys, and next thing you know, it looks like they have to they have to bring more guys in the box. But if our receiving game is out there, start making plays immediately, Jimmy B, you know what happens? They start getting sketchy. So they don't know who's going to show up. Probably like our fan base, we don't know who's going to show up until they show up. But at the end of the day, we're hoping that these next couple of games matter not only to the fans, but it matters to me and Rock and what I said, how many wins they're going to have this year. So come on, Cardinals, we got to get these W's.
but Frank, I think you kind of alluded to it, making plays when you have to make plays. It's all well and good being a front runner, but you kind of alluded to it. Minnesota made plays with the big guys when they had to. The Cardinals haven't been making those clutch plays that we saw in that 4-game spread.
No, you're absolutely right on that, man. This is one of those things where I don't know if that's just the break and coming back and teams make those adjustments extremely well. But we can be honest with our offense. Our offense is either going to run through our running game or we're going to find plays to get Marvin Harrison in the position to score touchdowns. And if we don't do that, then Trey's going to keep the chains moving. He's going to move the ball like he's been doing, which has been great from a tight end perspective. He hasn't really got in the end zone. No one has gotten in the end zone the last couple of weeks, and that's been the sad point. So we do need guys to make big plays. We haven't been throwing the ball really down the field much. I don't know why that. I still got question marks on that. But again, this team has been effective, and we've been putting up numbers, but we just haven't been scoring, Manuch. And that in itself cannot win with that formula in the NFL.
Then that leads to my next question. Coming up against the Seattle Seahawks, the team that held the Cardinals offense to just 6 points, Frank. And the Seahawks, despite all of the misgivings that they had yesterday in New York against the Jets, still found a way to win. I mean, this is like danger zone. Am I correct in that with Seattle coming in?
You're not wrong at looking at it from that perspective. I mean, we also say it's always week to week, and this team just saw each other, right? And so what killed us the last 2 weeks is that Kyler's made untimely interceptions when we really didn't need it. And that in itself kind of really shot our momentum, shot ourselves in the foot. And then it gave the team the momentum to go ahead and take the win without giving us any opportunity. This Seattle Seahawks team coming back in, they want to close the deal with the Cardinals, and they're going to be ready to play. We gave up 6 sacks to them, and that wasn't good. They came out and literally dominated on the offensive side of the ball. I hope that changes, Jimmy B, and I hope the guys come ready to fight.
Hey, when's the Iron Ball this year? I missed it this week.
Let me tell you something, Rock. Don't try to mess up my Monday, Rock. Don't do that to me.
2.
Iron Bowl's over. We're right now at the Pancake Bowl. Stop it, Rock.
Man.
Pancake Bowl.
At least you get blown out. I mean, it's like, it's all right.
Hey, Frank, look at it this way. At least you made a bowl game, okay? At least you made it.
Yeah, you got to a bowl game this year, the Iron Bowl.
I'm not.
Come on.
Look, after watching the Jalen Milroe show, man, that was just it was not good. I mean, it just wasn't good. They just came out and did what they were capable of doing. But Jalen Milroe is really a tremendous athlete. He's a dual threat quarterback, and he really showed that. I mean, versus us, and he exposed us very well. But Alabama's a good team, man. They got a lot of good players on their side, and they showed it on Sunday. And unfortunately, we just came out. They just happened to be playing the Auburn Tigers.
Did you jump on the ASU bandwagon yet?
You know, I got 2 daughters. My checks are going to ASU. I've always been forking them down the last couple of years. So it's yeah, go ASU.
There you go. I love it.
Forking out the money.
Very politically correct there. Good job, Frank. All right, buddy. You have a good week, man. Don't work too hard.
I won't, guys. Have a good one, man. Love you guys as always.
You got it. Ditto, buddy. That's Frank Sanders joining us, former Cardinal and Raven. Ravens got beat by the Eagles last night.
They did.
You got Broncos and the Brownies tonight. We're at the Trophy Bar in Chandler at Ocotillo, downtown Ocotillo. Great bar. It's just the home of Kenny Dillingham show. They got a Cardinal show here as well. And, of course, us on Mondays. And good spot. A lot of ASU people in here today, as they are every Monday. They got like a little booster club deal going all the time. So you never know what's coming out of here or what's coming in and out. I don't know. There's just a lot of money over there. So good stuff. More Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continues right after this. It's Fox Sports 910.
You're clear. From the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound from Watson Road. This is on the on-ramp. We have an accident blocking up the left lane. Over in Chandler, a pair of accidents. One has lanes restricted on Gilbert Road northbound, north of Queen Creek Road, and a crash Dobson Road at Ray Road. Also an accident, 7th Street at Thunderbird Road. That's a check of Phoenix traffic.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro.
Ski Pro celebrates the holidays with savings up to 60% off on skis, snowboards, clothing, and accessories in Phoenix, Desert Ridge, and Mesa Riverview. Find Arizona's largest selection with guaranteed low prices in-store or online at skipro.com. Happy holiday savings from Ski Pro.
Take your armchair quarterbacking to a whole new level. Join the action at fanpick'em.com and try to win this week's pro football games. Play the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. Plus, score weekly man cards. Don't wait. Visit fanpick'em.com today. That's fanpick'em.com.
Hey, Arizona, it's Mike Wilbon. I've been around sports professionally and personally for a long, long time. And whether you're on a court, in the gym, or just navigating a tough day, you need to stay hydrated. That's where Cocoa 5 comes in. Cocoa 5 isn't your average sports drink, packed with the electrolytes your body craves, but without the artificial junk you don't need. Available at your favorite stores, Cocoa 5, active hydration. Stay hydrated, Arizona.
Looking to beat the heat year-round? The House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has you covered. Whether you need a stylish bay window awning for your breakfast nook, a cool shade sail for your home or business, or a retractable awning for your patio, we have it all. For over 40 years, we've been Arizona's #1 rated shade experts, family-owned and dedicated to making shady deals in the Valley. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com to explore our wide range of quality products, or just call 623-232-9334. Stay cool, stay stylish with the House of Canvas.
Craving tacos? Discover the Taco Spot, where mouth-watering, authentic Mexican flavors meet a modern twist. With 12 locations and more on the way, we're the local favorite. Visit tacospotaz.com and follow us on social media. Come experience the tacos to Taco Bout, the Taco Spot.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits. The state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k, employer match, health benefits, employer-paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Thanksgiving is come and gone, and it's somehow December, which means Christmas is in just over 3 weeks. Don't worry, you got this. Macy's Cyber Monday is here to help. Head to Macy's now, where you'll save big on the best gifts for everyone on your list. And best of all, they're all in one place. Easy. You'll find warm winter accessories, cashmere sweaters, and cozy coats for the whole family. Because, yep, it's December now. And while there's 3 weeks until Christmas, these deals only last until Tuesday at Macy's.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, look, he's explosive. He separates, and and I know Jameis. I've coached both of them, so Jameis's personality is infectious, and he'll tell somebody, "Hey, go get open. I'm going to find you," and so that's what a receiver.
Clip ends in 15 seconds. Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Had I would say a good connection, and you see it in the limited games that Jameis has played. But yeah, from a talent standpoint, man, he's got great hips, great transition, and he's got real good football IQ.
Sean Payton, head coach of the Broncos, talking about their opponent tonight, Jerry Jeudy and James Winston of the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully it'll be a good game. On paper, it doesn't look good, but you never know. That's why they play the games, right? We just found out that Oklahoma just hired former Washington State offensive coordinator. Ben Arbuckle is now their OC. Did a 3-year deal with Oklahoma. As we find out also that is it Babers? Babers
right.
is not going to be back as the OC in Arizona, as they're parting ways after just one season. If you recall, he spent about 8 years as the head coach of the Orange, that being Syracuse. Thought that was going to be a good hire, but maybe there's something else for him.
Well, and I think for that point, but Brent Brennan sought him out. He'd been there. He wanted to bring him back to U of A and say, hey, I want you to run this offense. So, and to your point, Rock, maybe there's other opportunities out there.
Or isn't it tough if you are a head coach for 8 years and then all of a sudden you are now the OC under a guy that was your GA?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be a hard dynamic.
Yeah, it
coaching.
Is. And unless there's somebody's back channeling to him as far as any openings that might be out there in college football that says, hey, look, we'd like to have you.
The job at, I don't know, Central Michigan's available or
Tulsa,
wherever.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, guys, you've seen it over and over. Some of these coaches that are resigning or leaving early, even Mac Brown going on his way out, hammering his AD saying, look, it's not the game I signed up for.
That's right.
Dino Babers been around a long time. Maybe it's not the game he signed up for as far as dealing with today's student athlete because of all the NIL money and all the things going on. You never know. But Dino Babers is a hell of an offensive coordinator. He's a hell of a coach, coordinator. For him to move on, maybe there's like, hey, look, I'm being forced to have to make a move per the AD. Happens too.
Is he scapegoat then? Because they already came out and we talked about it earlier in the show. They're keeping Brett Brennan. So is he the scapegoat?
Well, I think that there might have been a discussion with the AD and Brett Brennan to say, I would like to see more from the offense. How do you see more when you have all the injuries? But that could be, I mean, who knows? It could be a mutual parting of the ways, if that makes sense to you.
Some job openings. When you look at the Power Four, you got North Carolina, UCF, West Virginia, and Purdue. Group 5, you have Fresno State, Appalachian State, East Carolina, FAU, and Southern Miss. Utah State as well. Oh, Tulsa is available. Charlotte's available. Rice is available. Temple's available. Central Michigan, Sam Houston, FIU, UMass, Ball State, Kennesaw State. So you have over 20 jobs that are open right now.
And to that point, maybe he decided to step down to go after some of those jobs.
Yeah.
And be a head
coach.
That's
smart.
Yeah,
absolutely. To do it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to a bowl game. And gets you out there, gets that resume all ready to go.
And I think some of those college coaches that get fired or let go, they stay in the game as coordinators.
Right.
You know, you think of Rich Rodriguez, got let go.
Yeah,
he moves on to be a coordinator.
Then
became head coach.
Jacksonville State. Yeah.
So sometimes they take the 2 steps back or being the offensive coordinator. Now, if there's those positions, he's more than qualified for any of those jobs you listed.
Or you leave a head coaching job in D1 level and you want to be an OC.
Could be.
Like Chip Kelly.
I was just going to say.
You just want to coach.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how's Miles out? Same thing. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to what is the most impressive part of ASU's season as they head to the Big 12 championship game. That's our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question today on our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch. Is it one, Cam Scadaboo? Is it Dillingham's leadership at number 2? How about number 3, Sam Levitt at QB? Or 4, total team effort? Results today?
So far, total team effort at 57.1%. Tied for second is Cam Scadaboo and Sam Levitt at 21.4%. Dillingham's leadership, 0%. So I think forefront, total team effort, Levitt, Scadaboo. I voted for Scadaboo.
I did too, because I think if he's not on this team, they're pedestrian.
You're right. That's a good way to
And
put
he
it.
set the tone for every one of the games.
I agree.
He only missed one game.
Yep.
And aside from that, he set the tone. So I think that those are Cam Scadaboo. But, boy, when you read that, what has been the most impressive part of ASU season as they head, let me think about this, to the Big 12 championship game? To the Big 12 championship game. You read that and go, what the what? Yeah. I mean, 3 months ago, would that even be a possibility?
No.
I mean, what a phenomenal job they've done over there. I mean, that's one of those.
We were questioning them after their second game when they had to come back and win at Texas State. Remember, they were down big in that game and came back and won that game at Texas State.
And we're flat going to Texas Tech.
Yes, they were.
They kind of righted that wrong and it got better and better. And then you go on and you're going to Cincinnati, start off strong, get beat there.
Right.
Your quarterback, Sam Levitt's out. But, you read that and go, wow. If we were in a time machine, went back, I don't know, in July.
Sure.
And read that.
We were just.
Manuch, what are you smoking?
Yeah, we were just hoping that they would win five
to
games.
6.
I think we were saying bowl. Let's get to a bowl.
Yeah,
let's get to a bowl.
And that would have been more
6.
than sufficient.
Yep. Hey, your chance to win $9,100 is tonight here at the Trophy Bar, downtown Chandler and Ocotillo, actually downtown Ocotillo. Each week, 20 lucky contestants get an opportunity to roll the jumbo dice. If you roll 5, 9, 10, you can win $9,100. So if you want to give it a shot, come on down and watch the Broncos and the Brownies tonight. Good stuff there. What's on tap is that game. That's it. There's nothing else on, which is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Amber, which is brewed by Dos Equis. So try that at a establishment near you. But 6:15 Browns at the Broncos.
It could be a good game if Jameis Winston is offensive. Gotten a little juice to it.
I'm not putting the Browns that they're just going to fold up their tent. I think they show up tonight.
Well,
and they play Denver tough.
Well, when you saw Carolina Panthers of all teams starting to play Tampa Bay, take them to overtime.
And who beat the Steelers last week? It was the Cleveland Browns.
How about the Steelers scoring over 40 points? Russell Wilson.
Cincinnati's defense is deplorable.
Yeah, that's
just deplorable.
That's one of those things you look at and go, okay,
2.
You got a guy that can put all kinds of points on the board,
man,
but you can't stop
Joe
anybody.
Burrow is having an all-world season, and he's on a losing team.
Speaking of losing teams, Aaron Rodgers is going to bench him this week as they go to Miami.
They said they weren't.
And then they got Jacksonville the next week.
You know what's interesting? Woody Johnson, the owner, is the one that came out and said, Aaron Rodgers is going to be our quarterback throughout the rest of the year. Like it's almost, I'm going to force him to finish out the year. It was kind of that
earn
tone.
That money.
He didn't come from the coaches or the GM or whoever the interim people are. He said, he's our guy. He's going to finish it out. Now, he kind of stopped there. Didn't say if Rodgers would continue to be the quarterback moving forward. But when the owner comes out and says, you're our guy, whether you like it or not, as bad as this team and woeful it is, to go ahead and play it out, that's what they're going to do.
But you know what? Aaron Rodgers didn't lose that game. It was the defense of the Jets that kept giving up points to Seattle.
But he missed some easy.
I agree
throws,
with
Jimmy.
that. I agree
he
with
missed
that.
Wilson
1 minute
backside.
Yes.
So he's just look. 41 is not the same guy.
No.
And a lot of dink and dunk in there. Guys aren't going down the field whatsoever. This will be the 9th year in a row they have not made the playoffs. A lot of it falls on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers.
Agree with that.
Again, Trophy Bar, downtown Ocotillo. Come on down. If you missed anything, go to rockandmanuch.com. Everything you need is on that site, as well as on the iHeart Radio app. If you missed either Rudy Carpenter, Tim Hovick, Craig Fooey, and Frank Sanders, all up on our website
30
at Roc and Manuch. Make sure you check that out. We've kind of revamped some things there, so I think you'll like it if you get a chance. I know no one here on this show has ever been on the website.
All the time, Rock. Sunday night, every time.
15.
Twin Peaks in Tempe on Thursday. Absolutely. Yeah.
10.
I'm the lone warrior that's on that bad boy at midnight.
We'll continue tomorrow, 1 o'clock,
5.
right here on Fox Sports 910.